Don't end everything on, guys. Bear with me.
But I refuse to let it define my years. I got fire in my soul, a burning desire to overcome all odds and reach much higher. I'm breaking through like a broken ball landing. With every crack I'm just ascending. I won't back down, won't be defeated. I'm the legend back and undefeated. Broken bone shining through. With every click his fame would soar in the realm of Trovo. He'd always score from the dungeons deep to the battles won. Broken Bone Street, second to none. Broken Bone, the legend's name. Streaming glory, fortune and fame. On Trovo stage he takes the crown. With every viewer he takes us down. Pixelated worlds, you know, guide us all to this digital home. With laughter, joy, and epic tales. Broken Bone Street never fails. From sunrise till the break of day. It's more the fans, they always stay. Around the throne, I'll be the king. In every game he spreads his stick to the broken bone, the legend's name. Streaming glory, fortune, and fame. On Trovo stage, he takes the crown. With every viewer he takes us down. So it's a broken bone, a live stream king. He catches all around the places we sing. On Trovo stage, over the rain. The legend left stream, I'm never in vain.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, lovely ladies and gents? Digimon Broken. Back again, once again. Here today with the lovely man Klaus in the house to try and figure out what the fuck the point is. Going to be chatting with about a few different things today, chatting a few different topics. Sorry, I've absolutely bloated to death. We've got the worst allergies today as well, so if I sound a little bit bunged up, I do apologise for that. That was weird. That was weird. Very loud bang from downstairs. Anyway, let's go and get our man Klaus in the chat so that we can... That was a very loud bang. Hang on. Okay, that's creeped me out a little bit. Right, bear with me, lovelies. Hello, hello. He creeps in. Oh my god, I just got well freaked out. I'm not gonna literally start my stream up and I can hear loads of like random banging in my house. That freaked me right out. Sorry. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? Shit. Oh, yeah, if I sound a little bit bunged up as well, then yeah, I am a little bit bunged up.
What'd you do?
But we all good? How are you today? Just fucking allergies, mate. You know, it's that time of the year. time of the year for myself, so allergied up to the max, So I've dosed myself up on Piriton and all that crap, and I'm gonna sweat my way through it. How's your day going? How's the pupper?
Oh, a bundle of fucking joy.
Yes, yes. Is he settling in nicely now?
No, I mean he's doing good. He's well. He's all right. You know what I mean? Does a little whining here
Yeah.
and there, but you know what I mean. We got him lined up. Going to the doctors next week.
Right. Okay. Cool. Get all the jabs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
get
assume.
everything all lined up. Get his shots lined up. You know what I'm saying? Get him set up. Get his little bling going on. His little jewelry. Gonna rock his
Ooh,
chain.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's awesome. I can't wait until he's growing up a little bit. That's going to be a massive fucking dog.
He's gonna be huge.
You're going to be like the fucking Tiger King out here with these fucking massive dogs.
He's gonna
You
be
know what I mean?
fucking monster.
Oh my god.
I think we'll know because I'm gonna get blood work done from the doctor, but I'm really leaning towards King Corso, big motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I've never seen a puppy that large, to be honest.
Males go to
big boy.
125,
Big boy.
females 110. So either way, it's big.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's like.
And I have a male instead of a female. So either way, they're over 100. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be a big boy.
Yeah.
He's got big paws to grow into too.
A friend of mine, Jason, he actually has a black pure breed, and it weighs easily as much as I do. If that thing sat on you, which it likes to get on your lap, which is hilarious. It's just like
Big dog trying to be a lap dog. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Hey, welcome in everyone, by the way. Obviously, if you haven't already met the man Klaus, make sure you slide on by his channel and say hello. He's also live currently on all the different platforms that you could like to find him on. We are out here today trying to figure out what the fuck the point is.
That is the beautiful motherfucking Broken Bones. If you all haven't imagined or figured out who he is yet and whispered the whispers of nothing to join the cult of the unlockable basement, you don't know what the fuck you been at.
Exactly. There's no locks on it. People can come and go as they please. They just like to stay there.
That's
it's
what
fine.
they all say.
We've got a couple of obviously topics today that we wanted to chat about. One of them, you were saying you've done some homework on, which is absolutely hilarious because I've been watching this guy for ages, and it is one of the most interesting bits of car crash TV I've ever seen. What is going on? But yes, the man himself, the fucking Liver King.
Yeah, that's what we gonna be talking about today. The motherfucking Liver King, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
I mean, he's been in the news recently.
Before we get into ins and outs and whatnot, what did you know about the Liver King?
What did I know about him?
Right, yeah.
Personally,
what do you think if somebody would have said Bones Liver King? What is the first thing you're gonna say? Not the propaganda that we know now. What's going on? Just Liver
eating
King.
balls.
What would you would have said?
Eating fucking promoting the ancestral lifestyle, eating testicles and raw meat, pretending that he's natural.
Okay.
Fuck on steroids.
You gotta look at that. There's a lot of nutritionists that I had to watch and listen to what they're saying. Then I went and little down their credentials so I can make sure that they are not just being content creators, if you get what I'm saying. So they knew what they were talking about. The Liver King is a motherfucking time bomb.
Oof.
Holy shit,
an
bro.
absolute time bomb.
So
he's in his late 40s. Hang on. So isn't he in his 40s?
He's 45. Yep.
I'm nearly 40. He looks like he's in his 60s.
Yeah, I would say. Actually, no. He was actually sorry. He's younger than that. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
He's like 42 or 43 or something, isn't he?
When he started, he was like 35. So he's got to be 40.
No.
He's got to be at 40 some. He's at least had 5 years of fame.
So he's probably about our age, roughly.
I would say so.
What does that man look
but you
like?
got to understand that this man already had wealth before fame. He didn't get internet fame, and then all of a sudden things. This dude had wealth before that. Okay, so he was.
I assume he
was
did
already
in
set.
some fashion.
Yeah, he was already set. He was already set with wealth. So this was crazy. You would think by looking at this man that the family is raised correctly, right? You know, under the same
you would
pretense
assume
of the
so. You would
10
assume.
of the 10 of the 10 sentence or whatever the fuck he's doing. What do you say?
Yep. It's like this ancestral lifestyle that they're living under. It's
Right,
for
which is completely false. It's a false umbrella
yeah,
all
it's
the way around.
completely
All the
false.
way around.
Yeah,
Not only is the
it's just to sell
the
his fucking
steroids,
stuff.
you know what I mean? I mean, the whole lifestyle is
Something like that.
completely made up and content
Yeah.
created. He had a whole team behind him. Ain't that crazy?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So what I did see of him back in the day was when he very first sort of popped up on TV, he popped up in the sort of the fitness realm, you know, and everyone's like, wow, this guy's jacked, and he's saying he's natural and he's just eating fucking bollocks all day and stuff like this, and eating like promoting this ancestral lifestyle.
Right.
And you only had to like I one of the things I'd done when I was actually in college when I was younger is things in nutrition because I wanted to be a you know, work in sort of
Okay, so
that
let me
field,
explain to you
basically,
the celestial lifestyle.
Ooh.
He goes and buys a fucking cow. Okay, you buy a cow. He
Yeah.
leaves it in an enclosed area, and
He lives on a ranch as well.
he has
which is
yes,
fair.
he lives on a giant
Other than
ranch
that-
because he has land. He has
Yeah.
rich. So anyway, he buys a
Yeah.
cow. He has a shooter that shoots it from a distance, and then he has him and the
Right.
whole family run up to it and do some Indian ritual, which is fucked up. And what's
Oh,
crazy?
dude.
What's crazy is that his team that's filming him. See, Netflix is smooth. Netflix, you all better learn that Netflix
Oh, they're smooth.
is
yeah.
an evil villain, okay? Because
Oh, they'll
The
do it
Liver
however
King
they
right
want. They'll
now
show it how they want.
is famous, you know, internet sensation.
Mhm.
Then now he's going through his turmoil of with Joe Rogan and you know his bugging out and whatnot.
And all his haters, yeah.
So Netflix gives him a fucking section, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's amazing. So I went to go check out the section because I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Remember when I
Yeah,
told
it is
you
super interesting.
there's something? Why would there be a Netflix special? He's really doing this in real life. You know, there's stuff in the news. You know, da 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 da. But his whole
Mhm.
lifestyle, the untold story, it was just on nothing. It unfolded as a lie. So Netflix pretty much aired out all the laundry.
His lie. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Aired out the
'cause
laundry. You know, like y'all didn't learn
Because
from
it
Tiger
were-
King. You didn't learn from Tiger King.
I don't know how these people think they're going to get a Netflix series and Netflix ain't going to twist every little bit of information
Exactly.
out. You know what
Listen,
I mean? Like, oh,
them
they'll show
kids-
it how they want it to be seen
Them kids
as well. So sometimes
so
it's a
child
bit
support
shady
services
even in the
were called
editing.
on him. You know that, right?
Yes, yeah. I was aware, yeah. Which
A few
he's got,
times.
He's got
child
2
support
boys.
came, you know what I mean? But again, they come from a rich side of things.
What's his wife doing?
Oh, she's a delusional little
He's
blonde.
quacked out as he is.
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
she actually told
Oh.
him to not admit anything. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
So the team went against him. This is what's even crazier too, Liver King. You can't trust your circle. Your team went against you, my friend.
Nope.
Your team went against you, or
They've
they
been
say that
feeding
you
him-
went against them because you apparently lied to everybody. So that means everybody went against you.
Well, because he had these people up on the ranch trying to, like, you know, be the fucking. It was almost cultish, nearly to an extent.
Listen,
Similar
it
to how
was
the Tiger
all-
King was. You know what I mean?
All stage, bro. So this guy,
You reckon?
it was all stage. I mean, this is
'Cause
what all the
I assumed
information I was
most of his
given,
stuff
everything I
is
was looking for.
satire,
So
nearly.
you see him harnessed to a vehicle and he's pulling the vehicle, right? You
Oh,
see
yeah, of
those
course that's
things before.
staged. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
showing his ruggedness.
Yeah.
What you don't see is when you
Yeah.
pan the camera, there's 5 other people pushing that fucking vehicle.
Pushing it, yeah. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, you can see when it actually came out, because he was saying to everyone, it's natural, and it came out, he's on like 20 grand a month's worth of steroids.
Listen,
And, like,
listen. Yes.
weird treatments. you know?
That's what I'm saying. It went down to be honest, it is an 1100 habit and it's a weak habit. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, fucking.
It's an
ridiculous.
1100 week
Yeah,
habit.
1100 a week.
And he's
Yeah,
getting the
and
top.
that's
He's
just to
getting top
sustain.
lab stuff. That's not. He's not even
Yeah.
getting just regular steroids like fucking bodybuilders
No.
would be doing. He's getting ultimate crazy lab stuff from some weird guy
Yeah,
on
like
the internet.
hormone,
Yeah,
like fucking growth, hormone growth, fucking things and stuff like this. And weirdly, like more recently, sadly to hear, like I heard that he'd even like delved into some really fucking wild stuff.
Well,
Really
he saw the
wild
news.
stuff.
He saw the reports, and they had to admit it.
Is
See,
any
again,
of it true,
Netflix
though?
is gonna snitch on you, man. I don't understand the 360
Yeah, yeah.
contract because you get a Netflix special, but they're snitching on you, bro. Like, so
Yeah, he
you
was, like,
lied to
fucking
everybody. So
ketted up, roided up.
the whole team was like, even his best friend went against. So he's like, "Oh,
Bro.
what do you mean? I did not know. I was so shocked, dude. That's your best friend. You telling me you don't know?
Of course
You're
you know.
bullshitting.
Of
You're
course you know.
bullshitting.
Yeah.
You've
Fucking,
known this
I
dude your
could see
whole
it in
life.
people's
What are you
faces,
talking
man.
about? That's your childhood best friend. Like the way you explained it, you grew up with this. He's your brother. You don't know.
Did you hear like
Bullshit.
one of the things that he was like experimenting with towards like more recently was electroshock therapy.
Really?
Now,
I
this
didn't hear
is,
that.
like,
I didn't get any
yeah,
of that info.
I promise you, yeah. So this is like the info that actually came out, which has been pretty much verified now, is up until his more recent arrest, he was using things like ketamine in high dose alongside long-term, like heavy stimulants, heavy psychotic stuff. And then he was using electroshock therapy.
Really?
Why?
I didn't get any of that
Why?
information. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. But,
yeah.
it makes
if you check
sense. I
out,
mean,
like,
I could see him probably want to dabble in that because again, he builds his whole persona and actually doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about, which is even more intriguing
You
because
can see it.
I didn't pay attention that much, and now I paid attention. I'm like, listen, you actually don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, as soon as I heard like after the fact, and it was just like, oh, one of the things they said, you know, he's on a lot of was things like ketamine alongside stimulants. Now, some of the videos I looked back afterwards of him towards, you know, the more recent times, you can see it on him, and I've seen that in people's faces. It's like where they'd be just like straight up talking with their eyes shut, you know what I mean? They're just like zonked out a little bit, but they all be babbling on about fucking something completely random that makes no sense. And it's like, oh, this is just fucking, they're in their own little world, man. They're like, their mind's broke.
All right,
I
y'all.
feel bad for him.
For you
nearly.
that just are tuning in, and for everybody that's been in, this is Klaus and Broken Bones. We're doing What's the Point? Today's
Sup,
topic
yo?
is going to be on the Liver King. So far we've done a little bit into his shenanigans, I guess you'd say. It's really
Yeah.
it's really what you said, crash
It
out
is
TV
shenanigans.
all the way around.
Yeah.
We haven't even touched the fact of the real juicy stuff like him and Joe Rogan.
No.
This is just him natural trying to be, because he became an internet sensation. He didn't just blow up on
He did.
TikTok or just blow up on YouTube. He was actually, there was a point in time where there was an internet sensation form, meaning that you become famous just off the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is where
Not necessarily a
actual
platform.
beef,
He's not a streamer. He's not a this. He's not a that.
No,
He's an internet sensation.
he's a nutritionist apparently, and he
No,
sells.
that's another negative too. Another
programs.
false narrative.
Doesn't he sell courses on how to be as jacked as he is?
No.
Basically? That was
He
always the hustle back in the day.
No,
That was always their hustle.
That's his motto. He never he wasn't Wes Watson.
I'm sure he sold courses. I'm sure he did, man. I'm sure that's why he was so pissed off that people called him out.
No. See, that's what I would have thought too. No. See, like I told you, he had a team. This literally was strategically planned out. Now, not apparently to the team, not the fact that he lied about everything. It was supposed to be, you are a natural guy and we're doing this and da 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 da, and they built that narrative up on him.
But to sell what? But to sell what? It's always to sell something.
Oh, I'm not quite sure.
So he was the face of selling something.
He was the brand.
Yeah.
It was a fake. He was the brand. There was
I'm sure it was like these courses, you know, back when they, you know, like the fucking Andrew Tate courses, all these other courses where they're like, oh, you know, you pay us like $1,000 a month and we teach you.
Yeah. I can't.
I'm pretty
confirm or
sure
deny.
that was it.
From everything that I saw
sure.
and information, he's literally didn't give anybody anything. He just gave everybody bullshit, and he became money. He already had money, but he became money from like TikTok, from, you know what I mean, like that type of shit.
What I'd actually heard is
he just sold everybody bullshit, meaning he was telling everybody bullshit.
Well,
that's what makes it intriguing, because everybody's like, nobody gave this guy money. They just were listening and watching him and almost trying to be that role model.
No, so he did sell supplements. He sold supplements, and he sold a course that was the Ancestral Lifestyle course, which was about $1,300.
How much was that?
And that's $1,300. for the
So he
course
did
to
sell a
teach you how to be
service.
as jacked as him. Yeah, yeah, to be as jacked as he is,
That's
natural,
crazy. Okay. So he
natural,
sold a
and that's why
service.
he's
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because
that's why he was
he said, what the
fucking
fuck, guys?
raging that everyone called him out.
This was his argument. I'm not a real,
Hmm.
I'm not a real bodybuilder. You know what I mean? I'm not a. So he
Yeah.
started copping pleas, and he's like, "What am I doing to anybody? Fuck you! I built everything myself." Da 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 da. Bro, you built a whole narrative that people look at your physique and believe that you naturally did
Yep.
this stuff, and they
And
try
now
to
if I
go
go
do
out and
this
do it,
stuff,
I can be that way.
and they
Yeah.
try to do this stuff, and it doesn't form out. That doesn't add up. So yeah, you kind of fucked him
Yeah.
over. Now that I just found out that you spent $1,300. Nah, you fuck people.
Yeah.
You fuck
Yeah,
people.
yeah, and this is why people called him out so hard, and he had to do like the full-on apology, sat in the fucking in the big chair in the wood bloody log cabin with his fucking fur on and all this shit. It's so bad, and it's like when you're
So
saying like
watching his
he was
team,
spending like
watching
$1,000
his
a week
team
on
record
steroids.
him and
Dude.
seeing them laugh and like not laugh like this is a happy time, laughing like this dude is a cornball, but
Bruh.
they're doing
Yeah.
doing the job regardless because they need to do it. Like it was literally like that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
liked about Netflix. Netflix was smooth. They showed the TikTok version, you know, when you go on a TikTok and you see it, but they also showed the behind the scenes of what was happening, and a lot of it was all staged out, really staged out.
Yeah, and that's that. So that would have been his, because that would have been his second, like, oh, you've been called out once for not being natural and dumping a load of steroids in your system and telling people you're natural and getting them to buy this course, and then you're still promoting it and you get to see behind the scenes. And it's not even fucking remotely real. It doesn't matter how jacked you are. You can't do any of that shit anyway. It's like it's a fucking it's a stage show.
The thing is that you got to look at it like this. I'm not a bodybuilder, and I really don't know much of anything like that, so I don't want to tell you guys like certain things. But what I do know is that the number one Michael Jordan of that motherfucking profession would be Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if you follow that man's life, you read his book, you do his regiments. There's other people that. He is the blueprint of what to be Mr. Natural. Nobody else has outdone him. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it like that. He
was Mr. Universe, wasn't he?
Yeah, right.
He was like,
big, he was the big dog.
Fucking
you know what I mean?
Clean whipped.
So
clean whipped.
when you don't, if you don't follow Arnold's regiment or try to be what Arnold actually does, motherfucker, you ain't doing it right. I hate to say it.
People
He's the Michael Jordan of that situation.
Though. Yeah. People want the results instantly. So it's like, you could do the hard work, or you could just fucking
see the dude was playing with different things. You know what I'm saying? Like
dangerous
Logan Paul went on.
Stuff,
I give him the respect to this. He gave his piece.
Same.
He was like, listen, I brought you on my show, I gave you my platform, and you lied to my face. Yeah, bro. That's what he did. All these platforms
weirdly
that
enough
he
as
got
well,
on,
it's Logan Paul
false narrative that makes that platform
natural.
What you do follows on whatever you do on any other platform. I think, you know what I'm saying? If you're grimy, you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So if you went on Logan Paul, I hate to say it, it'd be like, yo, Logan must be grimy too. So that's why I get why Logan was like, hey man, you didn't have to do that on my fucking show.
Because he's not like, and this is one like Logan Paul and the Paul brothers fucking. It's been long enough now from their bullshit. I'll give them the respect that they've actually earned. Like, they worked quite hard. They've moved away from the fucking stupidity that made them very, very famous. Logan's still a bit of an idiot. So's Jake. But, you know, they're doing their own thing and they're actually doing it the right way.
Well, they're playing the game now. They're doing it right. They're being in business savvy. I don't want to get off Liver King, but Jake Paul, dumbass. He's like, I fought everybody and nobody can believe me. I'm like, bro, you're not a boxer. Go be a real boxer instead of fighting all these fucking retired boxers. Go be a boxer and earn the fucking respect, bro. And then everybody will. You're healthy. You're fucking big enough. You know what I mean? Go do it.
Well, here's the funny thing. You got fucking Liver King, literally quite recently, because we're going to eventually get onto it. Have you seen the shit he was saying? You know, he's calling out Joe Rogan, firstly. Now, anyone who knows who Joe Rogan is knows that he has a history in martial arts. He's not someone you really just want to have a fucking punch up with, really. He's probably going to outdo you if you're not kind of trained as well as he is. And he's saying,
there's a
I don't
difference.
care
There's
if he
different
chokes
trainings
me out.
going on there.
I'm not going to tap.
There's
You
two
know?
different
It's
trainings
like,
going on there, and
what?
obviously anybody will put their money on Rogan, and it's not because Rogan knows how to fight. It's because Rogan has training.
Yeah, he's trained.
You know
Yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
just trained. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
pick up fucking
But what-
20,000 pounds, pick it up and put it down. Great. But can you pick it up and walk with it? There's a difference there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm
can you
saying? So
last
Joe
more
Rogan
than
has
5 minutes in the
training
ring?
to get up
You know
and
what I mean?
walk with that. You have the training on how to pick it up. There's a difference. Joe Rogan's gonna mop you.
So here's the one thing that I've been trying to figure out over all of this mad stuff that's been going on with the King, the Liver King, is why was he so angry at Joe Rogan? Because he didn't have him on the
Joe
show?
Rogan talk shit. Joe Rogan on one of his podcasts, he made a quick joke. He was like, he was talking to the nutritionist that actually leaked the fucking the truth, and I was like, I'm glad you leaked the truth. So Joe Rogan had him on his show,
Right.
and he started questioning him, and the first thing he said was, "You see how I got this big by doing the 10 whatever the fuck is called," and that's what triggered it.
Interesting.
So it's something as minute as that. So what I'm thinking is this is the crash out. The news is out. He
This
didn't know
is
what
such
to
a
do
crash
because
out,
dude admitted straight from his mouth that him and his wife was like, we're not going to tell anybody. Nobody's going to believe them. Because again, he's not a real nutritionist. He's not a real bodybuilder. He's not. So what's it matter if he does steroids? That was his mind frame of like, what the fuck do you all care about? I'm just a fucking internet sensation. I'm not a real da 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 da. I was like, nah, bro, because you're portraying to everybody what you're doing, and you're literally
of course,
not doing that. So yeah, you're fucked up.
I mean, he was calling out everybody. He's saying there's like a list of people that are gonna pay, and all this sort of shit. And there was a video of him actually, which is stupid that even put it out. And he's talking about how things are done in Texas, and he's just purchased a gun that's had its fucking numbers wiped. You know what I mean?
Right?
Literally talking about this.
So you got a okay.
Got an
That's illegal,
unregistered
but okay.
firearm, yeah, and then you're telling fucking Joe Rogan and all these people, I'm coming to see you. I'm gonna make you pay. Fucking this firearm is in a box with Joe Rogan's face on it, dude. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
This guy is crashing so hard. Yeah, it was a box full of money and a fucking unregistered gun.
Oh yeah, he has to crash. This is his downfall.
Is it
This
just
what you
staged,
call-
though?
This is what you call in the celebrity world the celebrity crash. You know what I'm saying? We used to see it a lot. The most famous that people will probably recognize is the Britney Spears moment. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the new era of the celebrity crash. You know, your internet sensations, some information. That's the thing about being an internet sensation. Y'all got to understand, if you want to be famous on the internet, you got to understand that you had a life before the internet, and people will try to find that.
Oh yeah.
You got to remember that.
Not only that,
What you portray, people are going to go look deeper.
well, you got these famous people now. They become famous for whatever reason. They got a phone in their hand with instant access to post content, whereas maybe 20, 30 years ago, that would be edited and run through your fucking management team and all this sort of shit.
Yeah,
no,
the
right now,
PR
you
that-
can just turn it on and fucking post whatever, you know what I mean? And it's
No.
like, holy shit, these people
We're
are
in the
wild
era
now.
of crash out TV.
It's hard not to watch, though. What's
Funny
going to
enough,
happen?
Bones, this is towards you. Remember how I asked you? Remember the conversation slightly? I said, "Hey, man, RL streaming is taking over the thing. What we do in a way is kind of a relic." And you're like, "Nah."
Yeah.
Well, there was something.
To an
a
extent,
few
yeah.
streamers, Tap to Tin Man, actually had a little segment on that, and looks like your boy Klaus was right, my friend.
Well, I mean, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder. I personally
He pulled
disagree.
out the statistics.
The
He pulled
stats,
out the
yeah.
thing.
I mean, the stats
I
will
was
say
like,
it.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, that's rough. And
Here's the thing, though.
some other
Half these
streamers,
IRL streamers are
some
bottom
other
to
streamers
fuck.
started realizing that because he was like the main title was nobody really streams video games anymore. What's going on?
No,
And,
nobody streams video games anymore. No, that's
exactly.
that
why
I agree
RL
with. That I
streamers
completely
has
agree
taken
with.
over. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what, like, I do agree with you in some fashion, but it depends on what, like, IRL stream
Listen, nobody's trying to fucking
type of
play
IRL
games
streaming, you know what I mean?
and stream to make
Yeah.
money anymore. Now they're living their life
No,
as
no.
we are the celebrity. We need to be RL. Like
Yeah.
that is the new format.
Yeah.
Like that is really what's formulating
Not
right
wrong.
now. which
I
is
think
kind of
the
wild.
there's only a few people left really that are still even remotely like capable of holding audiences and doing well just through playing video games. And they
What
are
was
the
it? What was it?
OGs, man. You
What
know,
was
like
it?
it would be
Somebody
people like Tim
they made a good
Tatman, Summit
point. Think about
1G,
it.
Shroud, you
I'm
know,
just use Kai Cenat as just an example, the same example he used. He's
they
like,
bots to
what the
fuck
fuck
though.
am I supposed to do when I look at all the top streamers? This motherfucker got LeBron James in his shit. This motherfucker got the president in his shit. This motherfucker, like, how are you
Yeah, he
supposed
did,
to, in
yeah,
a way,
that, yeah,
compete with your content? Like, yo, streaming the bar has been set up
Find your
so
own.
fast and so high that it's almost discouraging in a way. Now we were talking.
It is, but
We were talking like what you said. Oh, just do you. You know, make sure you're happy.
the bar
Enjoy
to success
yourself.
is high, but the bar to entry has never been lower. Anyone can stream from almost any device. You could be in the back ends of fucking nowhere, record and
Well, you got to
upload
be
off of a
13 and
phone
up,
and
I
put it
think.
on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, obviously. But I mean, the bar has never been lower. The ease of entry is so fucking minimal. Like now, there's no barriers to stop you from being able to stream. But you're not wrong. There is kind of minor barriers for you to be successful, which is why a lot of people sadly bot and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because it's, you know, fake it till you make it. You know. But you're not wrong. You know, there is always that. Interestingly, there's cultures within streaming worlds and stuff like that. People like to watch Car Crash TV now, which
Yeah.
is why things like The Liver King is so interesting. 'Cause he's
Chat. Would
posting
you
all
like?
this shit
Do you
online.
are you all traditional? Are you all traditional? Do you watch TV or are you on the internet watching streamers? Like, what is your natural go-to? I'm assuming you're going on the internet. You're looking through streams more than you are TV shows. I mean, I just want to know.
Yeah, but
like,
that's obviously.
I just want to know what you all think. You know what I'm saying? People that are listening in, like, what are you guys doing? But it also depends on demographic,
definitely
probably
post
too.
comments.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that we need to throw in there.
Well, anyone who's watching is obviously in the demographic of people that generally watch online stuff. So it's kind of like you know, you're taking a slice of a slice, you know. If you ask just the general public, I still think
There's motherfuckers
we
that
would be
watch
surprised.
planes and love planes, but doesn't mean they know how to drive them. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%, yeah. But I still think if you
just
were to
because
say
people are on
maybe
the internet all the time doesn't mean that they always use the internet. We also get in echo chambers. There's people that might just only use the internet for certain reasons, and the rest of the time
Maybe.
they're doing other things. You know what I'm saying?
I think most people who watch streams don't watch normal television as much as
Well, that's what I was
some other
trying to
people do,
ask. That's
yeah.
what I was kind of
Yeah.
intrigued about. Like, what is your go-to? Listen, I'm a guy that when I eat, I need to watch something. So not for nothing, YouTube. I'm going through YouTube real quick. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't really go through channels on TV or anything. I'm going through YouTube when I'm about to eat something.
There's nothing I actually. Very rarely in the mornings, maybe I will see some television on downstairs, like normal TV.
Okay.
Say, for instance, my family, they only watch normal TV. They don't watch internet TV unless they're watching something.
So they're pretty
streamed
traditional.
from maybe Netflix.
Got you.
Yeah. Whereas myself, I have not like watched normal television for about a decade. You know, it's weird.
I don't think I bought regular TV in about a decade too, maybe 15 years. Roughly or so. I only have internet, man. I don't have no cable. I don't have no.
I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay for anything.
That's it. That's all I got.
Shit, yeah. I say all you need is good internet nowadays. You don't need, because you can watch all of these things. You know what I mean, through the internet without having to pay for like some Sky service or cable service, whatever it is in your country, where you're paying fucking extra money for none, basically. Right. Yeah, exactly. Riley's saying they don't have cable to have internet. I think internet. To be honest, I haven't actually had a telephone that can normally call for probably the better part of 3 or 4 years.
I got rid of the phone a long time ago,
Yeah,
bro. Ever since I've had a mobile or a cell or this, I got rid of that too. Yeah. I think if I walk into a house and I hear a normal phone ring, it just brings me back. Like, really? It's almost like an old relic sound.
Oh my god, I've got one of the classic ones that's like the dial ones where it's like.
Oh, you got a rotary phone? Nice.
Yeah, an old rotary phone. I can plug it in and use it, but
Nice.
I had it as a little, just like a piece for a while. But I was gonna paint it red. You know what I mean? It'd just be like, a little piece. But yeah, those sort of things. Like here's what I worry about though is if like all it takes is a little solar storm and then the internet's down for absolutely everyone, and we rely so heavily on it now. So heavily
My
on it.
buddy was talking about this Wi-Fi HDMI.
Oh, okay. What's that? Like HDMI to Wi-Fi? Oh, did we lose Klaus? Hello?
What?
Ah!
What the fuck? Just
Oh,
repeat
God,
that
you
again,
shitbag.
Bones. Just listen to what
Yeah.
you just said.
What? What the fuck?
No. I'll repeat it again. Wi-Fi HDMI.
Yeah. HDMI ports that plug into the back of your TV that give you the picture.
It's impossible.
So
man.
are you saying?
can't have-
Yeah,
you
I was
can't
about to
have
say. You
HDMI
saying that's
Wi-Fi.
even
Think
possible?
about
Yeah,
how-
I was about
how-
to say. You saying that? Is that even? That's why I'm like so confused. I'm like, hold up, what? How does that work?
Right.
You
Make
can't-
sure,
Oh, hold up.
like, you got to think about it. I was like, that would never work.
Hold up.
Obviously, it couldn't. It could. It's just the
But
physics of whatever. But it sounds.
you
funny
can
putting it
screen share.
together.
You can screen share. Hey, I appreciate the follow on the kick there, Riley. Hey,
That's
other love.
funny.
Hey, make sure you slide over and show our man Klaus. Were you on kick? 420? Klaus 420?
Shit, big dog here. We got to roll it up.
Fuck knows. Yeah.
Key, you been following
Yep,
fucking
fucking-
Liver King?
Oh my
Joe
god, the
Rogan
Liver
gonna
King.
beat
Yeah.
his ass. No. Because
Nah, Joe Rogan ain't even gonna
Key,
beat his ass.
Key might be. I'll ask him a quick question when not, because Key he dabbles in the arts of self defense, which I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So doesn't Joe
Yeah,
Rogan.
yep,
you know what I'm
yep.
saying? So
Yeah.
imagine a big jack dude.
Oh, who would win a fight?
Key, big brawly coming through,
Yeah.
but you are trained. I don't know, man. I think. Well, you said he had a gun, so this guy wasn't even coming to like.
He
even
did, yeah,
battle.
nah, he
Didn't
come
even
to
come
shoot
in
him,
Battle
yeah,
of
yeah.
like just be battle
No.
and barbaric. He was out to do a different agenda, I guess. So
Yeah. That's why the SWAT
You got-
team
you got-
waited outside his
who's
hotel
got their money
until
on
he
Joe
fucking
Rogan?
handed
Who's got
himself
their
in.
money on the Liver King?
I'll tell you what, yeah. It depends on the scenario and what the rules of the fight are. Because the Liver King looks like he's got them crazy eyes. You know what I mean? So it's like, if it's a brawl,
I don't think the Liver King is movable. That's the one thing that I hate about bodybuilders, because you have this stick that they have, and it's to stretch them out because they can't. They're so big,
Yeah.
they can't move. You know what I'm saying? So, and you see Rogan actually has some movement. You see his kicks. That boy,
Oh,
that
yeah.
boy got some kicks.
oh yeah, he'll fucking
Rogan
leg
got
kick him until the guy
kicks.
can't stand. He'll just kick your calves until you can't fucking stand. He won't even
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't
get
know.
near
I don't
it.
want to be kicked by Rogan. I mean, there's some motherfuckers out there that got
No.
some powerful kicks, and Rogan's one of them.
But not only that, he's well versed in like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So if it gets into on
100%.
the
Yeah.
ground, so
Well, yeah,
it'll
that's another
fold him
thing.
up.
That's another thing. I don't think if it's realistic, like if we're gonna talk like real talk, like it's about to go down. Rogan is not playing. He's going for breaks. 'cause
No, he ain't gonna play.
what
yeah,
he's trained
yeah.
in, it's every move is a break. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
That's why I
He'll
learned
choke him. He'll choke him out.
That's
It's
why-
just
that's-
if he's
that's
being
why I learned
nice.
every move
You
is
know?
a break. There's no such thing as
Yeah.
the tap out, the this and that. No, you got to
No.
follow through.
No, on
Everything is
the on
breaking.
the street, yeah, you
You're
break
breaking
it. Yeah,
shit.
you break it.
Yeah. Everything is breaking. It that's no joke.
Mhm.
That's
No,
the only reason
no,
I
no,
love
fuck
that
that.
shit, because it helped me out. Like, it's real. Like, you don't tap out, you don't
It
do
is,
that,
yeah.
you follow all the way through, and the shit you're taught, you're hurting someone.
Yeah, because when people get you onto the floor, like if you're on your back,
The
they're just
ground
gonna
game
fucking
is
batter
crazy.
you.
Most
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
lost on the ground game. Most of the time,
Yeah.
you see fucking can't breathe, and everybody just holding each other like a wrestler, trying to be the top dog.
Yeah,
you know what I
trying to
mean?
cuddle each other to death nearly.
Like, You
I'm
know
like,
what I
what the
mean?
fuck are you
Or
doing?
the natural guillotine type thing on it got you looked up in your
Oh,
fucking
yeah, I
your
got you.
chin.
Yeah.
So basic
They don't
fighting
even know how to
in
choke
a way
people out like that.
they become like basic moves, you know
Oh.
what I'm saying? You watch that, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of like what happens. And a lot of people will start, face up square and swinging. Then they're throwing haymakers, so
100%, yeah.
now they're tiring out. Like I said, a lot of people can't
Yeah.
even last 5 minutes. If you can outbeat,
No.
if you can go 10 minutes, you outbeat the average man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If you ever boxed in a ring and
Yeah.
even just defending yourself for like the standard
hell yeah,
fucking
you take the
rounds,
energy when
bro,
you're being hit.
let alone throwing punches. Ooh, you are gassed pretty quick. Unless you like actually trained to, your cardio, basically.
Well, yeah,
Mainly
well,
cardio
that's
is
what I'm trying to say.
crucial. Crucial,
The average,
yeah.
if you can do a run of 10 minutes, you're beating the average man. That's just a natural thing. You can outbeat the average man with just simple shit. If you can lift your own body weight, you're outbeating people. Most people can't even do their own body weight.
I can't believe how many people can't do a single chin up or fucking push up or anything like that. It's just weird stuff. But then, yeah, if you actually were to pick your own weight, like bench your own weight,
Right,
or squat your own weight, people are like, "Holy shit!" You're like, you carry this
But
around
to
every
stay safe, let's go
fucking
with
day,
the shields, my friend.
you know? So it's like, come on. But then again, obviously carrying yourself on top of yourself, very.
Hold on.
different, you know?
Joe Rogan been throwing hands.
I can
Yeah,
barely do 3
I know,
push-ups, yeah.
I know. Over 40 years, I know. Deep in the game. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know his credentials, my friend. He got.
But Liver King, man, Liver King's he
different
did
martial arts.
state.
Right.
He said
Bro ain't just
he
talk, be Steph in the
fucking
ring.
Joe ain't gonna
No,
tap him.
I know that. Holding it down in the amateur T. Yeah. Oh, I knew his kicks were down. I was
Rogan's
wondering if he was
brutal.
in Kwando or
He's
in kickboxing,
good.
because his
Yeah.
kicks are devastating.
They're devastating.
His fights
yeah.
resume.
He's,
Yeah,
he's,
no. Yeah. I am not taking. I'm going with Rogan because I do know his track record. You know,
Yeah,
I
cool. We all
where
know
he-
Rogan's
I know
gonna win
what
that
Rogan
fight.
come from. And
Here's the thing, though.
obviously, I'm going with Rogan just
Imagine-
because I went to training.
Imagine it
myself
being a
and I
setup.
get it. Liver King is a big
Imagine it-
motherfucker. Now, he's a bear, and I'll give that to them big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But you
If
can
he-
also
if he
break
threw it,
down them limbs. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know.
That's why Rogan is dangerous, because even if he grabs you and tries to be the rugged whatnot, Rogan knows exactly how to maneuver, and that's the point. So Rogan
does,
wins
yeah.
all the way around. There's no way.
Always.
That's why
always.
Liver King got the
But-
gun.
Exactly. That's why he's got an unregistered gun.
Right,
that
it
he's
makes sense.
laughing at. This is how we do in
That's why
Texas.
he's riding with the
Yeah.
sliz, thinking, because he knows he ain't going hand to hand with that man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to shoot him. Well, you're literally gonna have to shoot him. And he was. Did you see one of the So they got a fucking whole SWAT team outside waiting on his ass in the
Really?
hotel.
Well,
He's
they
up
did
there
arrest
in a
him.
fucking
They arrested him
false,
for
like-
terroristic acts. I think it is. That's what they got him for. Terroristic acts.
That's what they got him for. Yeah, terroristic acts.
Which is crazy, because I think anything with terrorism is a little wild, you know what I'm saying? So this motherfucker just did a career nuclear bomb. Instead of just fading and just taking your money and going, all right, I had a good run, you made it a whole different other thing. For what?
Oh my god, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't understand that. For
So
what?
I think maybe. So the only thing that I thought, because again, he's in this hotel room. He's got a gold and a chrome fucking like MP5s, and he's dancing around in this fucking fake wolf skin thing with his big ass fucking ripping ass muscles out, saying he's gonna fuck these guys up. He's got SWAT team waiting outside for him to hand himself in. This could have been staged just to maybe try and goat Joe Rogan into doing an official boxing fight, just for the fucking money.
Nah, none of this.
Maybe.
Was staged, bro. None of this was
that's
staged.
the yeah.
Like none of this was
I
staged.
was thinking
The truth
because it's
came out,
past,
this
a
was
lot of it
panic,
is, though.
and it went the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. From
A lot of
everything
his
that I
older stuff
kind of
is
looked up
staged.
and gathered, like I said, even the kids are good old boys.
Oh.
Meaning they're
Yep.
just kids that didn't have to worry about anything crazy. They had a whole ranch.
Yeah.
They grew up what all right. You know what I'm saying? They're not savage. They're not this. They're not that. This was all a setup deploy, and it backfired. He had a good
Yeah.
run. He had a very good run, and it backfired because they were just lying. Because his words was like, "Listen, nobody's who the fuck is this guy versus me? I'm the Liver King." But when they saw that it was official, like, yo, he dude pulled out all the real documents. It was like, oh, what do I do? And she was like, oh, still lie. Don't admit nothing. Listen, you did a
Kid,
whole
man, like-
video. You did a whole video having doctor results. So you lied again to everybody. You made up doctor results.
Yep.
Like, you're digging yourself deeper and deeper.
And then, but
People
then,
don't
like, this
understand
whole-
that when you do things on the internet, it's also snitching
it's
on
there.
yourself later on. You got to remember that. People will go back and they'll pull your card.
100%, man. 100%. Because it's like it's like you can, everything's recorded.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're
And
the
it
number
happens for
one
all these
snitch.
people going through
You're
fucking
snitching
like
on yourself, man.
lawsuits and stuff like this right now. It's hilarious. Like, I don't know if you've seen all the lawsuits for copyright with Ethan Klein and some crazy fucking streamers. But they've already pre-snitched on themselves about 20 fucking times.
The big rapper lady trying to do Uber dirty, and then listen, she snitched on herself because she's on live camera all the time, and on the Breakfast Club, she blew it.
She
They
said,
had to
"Oh,
give her a
sometimes I
whole
don't
couch.
even know how big I am."
They
Yeah.
had to give her a
Oh
whole
my God.
couch.
Yeah. When she's like, "You got any other chairs?"
And
and then
everybody
they pull
saw
off a
that.
couch.
So
That's
that,
accommodating.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
point
that's
is, I'm not trying to
accommodating.
talk about the lady, and the point is that everybody saw it, so it was clear as day. The camera is snitching on you. When you live on the camera, that is your number one enemy.
Oh, 100%. I find that actually hilarious. That was so funny because it's happening a lot at the moment. There's 3 streamers, biggish Twitch streamers, Denims, Frogan, and CaseyTron that are all getting sued by Ethan Klein from H3H3 podcasts. Now he said he set him a trap. He made a video.
Rogan has no reason to crash out. We're talking about the Liver King.
Nah, Rogan ain't gonna
The
crash,
reason,
man.
the reason, because Liver King is flipped out, but it goes back deeper than Rogan because this motherfucker has been like lying and hustling everybody on the internet sensation. You know what I'm
Forever.
saying? He was he's not really some weird ass, real country backwood motherfucker like you think that's living off the land.
No.
He's just
No,
some rich dude that took an idea and went wild with it and had a good run until somebody was like, yo, I gotta prove this dude wrong.
Well, until somebody outed him for his bullshit,
Well,
just straight
the
bullshit.
nutritionist, I think the guy that eyed him out was like, listen, you can't just, because he was doing wild shit. Like, he's fucking taking shots
Eating
of like
raw
20,000
bollocks.
eggs. I'm giving a wild number example, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like he's
No,
doing
but yeah,
wild
it's
shit.
like that. Yeah.
And when
Ancestral,
you're portraying
raw meat.
nutrients, I'm saying the wrong word, but you know what I'm saying, to healthy people,
Nutrients. Yeah,
you're
nutritionists.
you're giving them the wrong information. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what I think the dude
You're
was
actually telling them
trying to
stuff that's
say. Like,
dangerous.
yo, you're giving these people a false narrative, not only in a vicious, in a vindictive way, but like all the way. Like, somebody goes and takes shots of fucking eggs every
100%.
day like that, they're gonna be in the hospital. It's gonna be a
fucking
problem.
make you ill, man. Yeah, it's like it's the same as I don't know if you know this, but if you were to eat just things like rabbit or duck for all of your life and only that, you will die. It will kill you. Like, it will actually kill you. There's like poisons in like these meats that
Well,
over
pineapple
long periods
fucking
of time
is eating
will
you.
just fucking kill you.
Pineapple's
Yeah, it
eating
will
you,
just
bro.
kill you.
We eat pineapple.
Yeah. It's the same as like, like this, I'm sure we've all seen it in movies. You get stuck on a fucking desert island and all you got to eat is coconuts, and then you shit into the fucking eye of a needle because you got dysentery.
Listen, do y'all remember that?
I mean, too much of every
it was this
one thing is
crazy
bad for you.
TikToker or meme. I don't know who else to say, but he's a cop, right? And he says he's
Right.
a cop, and all of a sudden he shows you how to disarm and do all this shit. And when I first saw him, I was like, this is a joke. But apparently, I guess this dude was making it like it was real.
I remember him. Yeah, no,
became-
he's actually fully believes that.
Right, and became
And
this
it's
big
kind
giant,
of real.
giant joke type thing.
Yeah, it is kind of real. Kinda. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
he's like, yeah, you
That
might
guy
get shot
really
once,
believes
but
what he was doing was helping people, and I was like, bro, if you're trying to teach people how to take away from defense from weapons,
A
you're
gun-
showing them
yeah.
how to get hurt, you're showing them how to get killed.
yeah, you're showing them how to get
how to
shot.
get
Yeah,
like that's not fun. That's not
Mm.
funny. Like I thought it was a joke, but if you're taking it serious, you're putting people in danger, bro. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
interestingly, his strategy is
I've been to weapon
actually,
seminars and know how to take things
yeah,
away and da 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 da. It's not cool. The shit they teach you actually is very intriguing. I was like,
it's
oh shit,
dangerous. It's
you got to give
dangerous. You
up,
might
bro.
get shot.
Don't be a hero. Give your wallet, dude. It's
No,
not
exactly this.
not the
Oh my
move.
God, the easiest way to like not have a fight is to just not get involved in it. So if someone pulls a fucking gun on you or a knife on you, don't be the fucking hero and think I'm gonna be the guy
Yo,
that
right, Keith?
pulls the gun off him. You
Real
will get
talk.
shot. You will get
Real talk.
stabbed. And you might even get stabbed and shot more than once for trying to be a dickhead. You know, just give them your shit, man. And just
Called
fucking don't worry
content
about it.
creating facts. Like that's exactly. You hit it right there. Like you see these things, and then you like it's called, but still, that content create that word right
It's
there. That shit is
some of
fucked
it's
up.
dangerous, yeah.
Content
Because that's like,
creating.
have you ever seen the seminars where it's like, oh, teaching women how to do self-defense, and then they come back and they're like, oh, look what I've learned today to their boyfriend who can just like push them over.
Like
It's like,
beats the shit out of them out of nowhere and everything. But I mean, you can teach defense and do whatnot
you
to
can,
small people. It is possible. But yeah, I get what
definitely
you're saying.
jujitsu and
I
stuff
get
like
what you're
that.
saying,
But
though.
yeah, it's like, and
Like,
no, because they'd be watching it online, watching fucking YouTube videos, thinking they
right,
know what
that's
they're
what I'm
doing.
saying.
It'd be like
You
me as
just
a
said, the
13-year-old
content
kid
creator be
seeing
watching that
fucking
shit and
Jackie Chan
believing
or fucking
they can
Bruce
go
Lee
do
and thinking I
something
can do a
and
fucking
they
roundhouse.
and
Yeah, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. This is why I'm like, it worries me with people like, again, like the Liver King and stuff like this. What fucking delusions do they get stuck in? You know, you're calling out a professional fighter to fight.
man, that's just
How's this gonna
he's
go
just
well for you?
crashing out, man.
How's
Like
this gonna-
he coming to realize that his internet fame has probably come to a short lived now, and that's the crash out. I don't know why people crash out like that, but you also got to understand this dude has an 1,100 a week habit of some lab shit, not even regular shit that you buy to get yourself big. So he's roided, all
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
weirded
he
out.
off
Who
his head,
fucking
man.
knows? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the old void rage, I guess. Yeah, yeah, possibly.
Maybe your
Out
tall
of his
ass did,
family or
Callie.
parents.
Shit, I was smart. I observed.
Observation's the best way always. I do wonder, so obviously I've never done steroids or anything like that. Fucking
No, I've never done steroids.
actually make
Yeah.
people
I've never done that.
like go crazy, you know? You can tell by my skinny ass.
I've never done steroids, none of that shit. I literally worked out, lift weights, did whatever the fuck, puke water. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God, yeah.
If I could say my healthiest, yeah, I was healthy and natural. Yeah. I've never done any. So I didn't even take creatine. I didn't do any of that type of shit.
Shoot, I was about to ask about that, yeah, because back in the day when I was a lot younger and I was doing like boxing and working out and stuff like that,
No, I never did no
creatine, a lot of the
creatine.
people I knew were taking creatine, and it's
Never
like
did any of
that
that
just
shit.
leaves water on your muscles, man. And then the moment you stop taking it, you've got flabby fat muscles. Like, it's just people not know what they're taking.
Muscle has memory, and I get, you know, and if you already have a little definition, you're gonna make yourself even better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I'm sad about at the moment is I've got a
There's
fucking
people out
beer
there
belly.
that
But I used to
already
have a
have
clean
good-
8-pack. Yeah.
Good definition, good body, you know, good genes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can tell.
Yeah, you get
You're
lucky
young,
sometimes.
you're young and
Yeah.
fit. You know what I'm saying? When you're like 20, 25, you can see your body. Majority. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
ripped when I was like in my 20s. Absolutely ripped. Only through like chest and like fucking 8-pack. That's
I'm a
because I used
short-
to do a lot of
I'm a short
gymnastics
motherfucker,
and
man.
stuff.
I'm sitting on a booster seat right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I haven't grown since the 3rd grade.
Damn. Damn. This man. I'm way too tall. I'm actually one of the taller people in my family. Funny
Yeah,
enough.
but funny enough, you looked like you're tall. I can tell that you're
Well,
a tall,
yeah,
you're a
lean.
tall, lean motherfucker. I can see it. You look
Yeah.
it.
I used to look like a fucking crackhead probably about 10
Oh.
years ago, though. If you're too tall and you don't actually have
Callie,
like,
same shit.
keep
Callie,
weight on.
Callie, a tall, lanky motherfucking nigga too.
Yeah, you got to keep weight on though, because if you don't keep weight on, then you just look skinny as fuck. You know,
Yeah, but with that type of
you get good
frame,
definition.
I feel you all should be
Yeah.
fast. You
Fast,
fuck with
yeah,
dietary
fast as fuck,
supplements,
boy.
dietary supplements. So you take not vitamins, but you take
Like
the
yeah, the
creatine.
supplements like
So you fuck with the
protein,
creatine is what you're saying.
proteins. Yeah, proteins, isn't it?
The creatine is
Like
would be a
builders,
dietary
yeah, which is
supplement, right?
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, creatine, yeah. They're like
Nah,
was it Beefcake 5000?
If I had to say anything, my regimen was a vitamin B pill, a motherfucking fish oil pill, a motherfucking vitamin E, and then just a shot of coffee, the caffeine, and then after I'd smoke, and then boom, I'd hit the gym for about 2 hours, an hour. You know what I mean? Good workout.
Okay,
So
that's
whatever
cool.
that, and those are all natural. Vitamin B is natural. That's for energy. Vitamin E is for your joints. You know what I mean? It gives you the oils, fish oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the shit. You know what I mean? So that's all I did. So I would say
used
I
to just
took
eat well,
vitamins,
yeah.
but I've never done supplements. I don't know what really
No.
the supplement is. Because every time I think dietary supplement, I'm thinking you're cutting your water weight.
A lot of
You're hitting your fat cells and shit.
A lot of
That's
the time,
whole
it's
point
like
of a
protein
dietary
that you put in a
supplement.
shake.
It's not to hit
Yeah.
your muscles, it's to hit your fat shit, to
No.
knock that shit down or take your water weight.
But then
out.
if you've like the protein's very good for after workout for obviously repairing muscles.
high metabolism. I think I have a
Yeah,
natural
yeah.
high metabolism. I don't know.
I do, yeah, I do.
I'm
I
not
burn through
fat.
so
That's why I say that. I'm not fat. You know what I'm saying?
what I used to actually do, to be honest, to stay quite healthy in cardio was BMX. Lots of BMXing, like out in the woods.
Yeah, that's
fucking
cardio as fuck,
down at
bro.
skate parks.
Skateboarding, biking,
Yeah, it's
all that
cardio
shit. Yeah,
and, like,
that's fucking that's straight
BMX
movement.
like one gear, you know what I mean? And it's like it rips off weight real quick, and I can have a bit of fun with it. You know, it's not like a boring running on a treadmill or going for a 5 mile fucking jog or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, agreed.
Ugh.
Hell yeah, I'd rather be on a skateboard riding for a few hours. That's a crazy workout. People don't understand like these things that.
That's why
kids
they're
are doing
always
for fun,
lean.
or you think
Yeah.
whatever.
You
And
see no
people
fat
actually
skaters,
master,
do you?
that shit is a fucking workout.
Yeah.
To do what
Yeah, I
Rodney
see the fat
Mullen does,
skaters,
oh
man.
my god, that's a workout. The
Oh,
balance,
Rodney
the
Mullen
hip.
is
He actually
actual
had to have
king,
two
yeah.
hip fucking surgery type form because of skating.
He's one of my favorite skaters. He's like the originator of most tricks,
Yeah,
like
he's
most flip tricks
the
and
godfather.
like flatland tricks. Yeah,
He'd
oh,
be
he's
Michael
so-
Jordan, and then Day One Son would be, you know, Kobe Bryant, like in that world.
Oof. Yeah.
Watching Day One and Rodney go at it was
Yeah.
legendary. Probably the best fucking skate video you could ever see.
Oh. Yeah.
Those are two gods. Yeah, and of course, Day One looked up to Rodney, which is even better. You know, he's like, because that's the originator.
Oh my
you know
God,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We still got fucking Andy Anderson, who's come out of the nowhere quite recently, who has probably been one of the
He's a
most
goat, too.
interesting skateboarders to
Yeah,
watch.
he's
He's goated.
influential too. You know, he's goat up there.
What's up, man? What's up? We're trying to
Hey,
figure
I
out what the
appreciate y'all
point is.
putting on
We've
them
been
swords
waffling on
again.
about a
This
lot
is
of
what
stuff.
the point. We just jabbering bullshit, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We talking
Well,
about the Liver
we'd,
King. Of course, we'd be jumping back and
Yep.
forth because, you know, I'm A, he's D, so we're ADHD. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had a good old waffle about the Liver King. It has been
Side
an
note,
interesting journey watching
Did he
him,
walk
I tell you.
free? Side note, I heard they still got him.
You
with
told
some
me this
head
yesterday.
charges.
There's no way.
So
Yeah, there's no way.
I
he's
heard,
walking.
but I heard he's free. Little Bird says he might be free. Did he walk away, or did they give him?
Whoa.
Did they drop a? Listen, y'all.
Did
if
he
goes
or
to
didn't
the
he?
Feds, he's chilling, bro. You know what I mean? Or did they give him life? That's what I'm saying. I heard they gave
Nah,
him
bro.
life.
He's. Do you know what? I bet you what has actually happened is he's just fucking spouted everything he knew and was like, "Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!" Because no way you're that big and you don't have dirt on a lot of other people. I promise you. Like there's fucking oof. If there's no
He's
other
gonna
way,
walk?
they'll let him out.
They let him go.
They let him go.
Oh shit!
Oh, he definitely spilt some beans. I tell you, he
Oh,
fucking definitely
shit.
spilled some beans.
Oh shit! This nigga
Yeah,
got
watch
the
some-
T.I.
watch some-
Well, nah, T.I. did a year and a day, so that's a
Oof.
little different. This
Yeah, I
nigga
mean,
he walked away free. He's like, I beat this bitch and you all saw it and nothing happened. What's
Yeah.
up?
And not only that, I mean, there was a fair few
No,
things
did
on
he?
top of it, but goddamn. Yeah,
Yo.
did he or didn't he? No, he did. We
The
saw
R. Kelly
that shit.
Boondocks, that's hilarious.
We saw him chase her down the fucking hall in his birthday suit. Drag that bitch back. Come on, mate.
Okay. So
How's he get away with it?
Okay. So he's free. Okay, he's free. Do you think
He's actually free.
he'll still be
What?
a giant business he has to. He's probably. Do you think this ruined any of his business endeavors? Do you think he'll still be
We
Diddy,
talked about
or do you
this.
think this knocked him down and it's like, yo, you're not in the big leagues no more? What do you think?
Okay, sadly, we talked about this a little while ago. R. fucking Kelly went to prison for raping a 13-year-old girl. Comes out, puts out Remix to Ignition, and everyone forgets.
R. Kelly can sing. Diddy ain't got shit. The
I
first
don't
Diddy
know, he
party
might have-
gonna
he
be
might have some-
epic. Oh shit.
Yes. Oh shit. Yeah. Sign me up, bro.
He's gonna put the shiny suit and he's gonna come out. Hey,
Oh
let's
my god,
go,
you imagine him
say,
coming out? Yeah,
hey,
like the fucking Iron Man.
he's-
You know what I mean?
they
I
just
am
let him out
Iron
the
Man.
gate. They
I am
just let him out the gate.
Baby
He's holding a
oil
bag.
child.
The only thing in it is baby oil. They gave him all his shit back. They're like, here you go. You know, he's got 10,000 bags. He's like, yo.
Oh my god.
Those are all my people that have been locked up before you understand that joke. You generally come out with nothing. They gave him all
Nothing.
shit
Yeah,
back.
the bag that you go in with. Yeah. A clear bag with
He's
all your
coming
shit.
with all his
Yeah.
10,000 bottles of baby oil.
Fucking hell. Oh god, I can't believe they let his ass out. He wasn't even really in prison anyway. He probably in a fucking,
He's
smart
been
little
he's
room.
been in
He's
this
got all
private
shit.
hold the whole time. Apparently, obviously, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
He's a
Rich man.
not only a
prison.
high priority case. I don't think that's a really high priority case, but
No, it's because they'll fuck him up.
it's the
in
fact
there.
that he's a celebrity, high stature. He'll go to feds,
Money.
bro. And see, if they would have gave him
Money.
state
Yeah, it's all
time,
money.
that's when I knew he fucked up. But they're gonna give him the fed time. He's gonna go live like a king and be good, and then disappear.
Yep. If he actually gets off with just like paying a settlement, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Like that.
No, this
that
whole thing
is
has
just
turned
one of
into
the
almost a
shittiest things.
celebrity type TV show type shit. So listen, what do you
I just
what do you
can't
think
take
we were-
this shit anymore.
The only thing we were looking for is to see if Diddy was not going to be famous anymore, or is he? You know what I mean? That's it.
Now he gonna come. Nah, we all know he's gonna fucking. He'll come back somehow. He'll be under some shadow name, owning some fucking, production team.
Well, there's
Or production
allegations
company.
now. There's allegations now that his son was part of setting up for some bullshit.
Some
So
freaky freak.
So it's
yeah.
a family business type thing. That's why they
Oh, yeah,
turned it
yeah,
in-
of course it
that's
is.
why they turned it into racketeering. That's why it's turned into a
Oh.
RICO case. So if they did let him
Interesting.
go, that's crazy because the RICO case just gone, just disappeared with all the fucking evidence supposedly they got. This shit makes no sense.
Oh, it'd be fucking terrible. I mean, I can see it kind of happening though. Really. I mean, the justice system seems always a little bit fucked a lot of the time. But then, what are they actually going to pin him with? They've got a lot of stuff, a lot of evidence. None of it they're really showing.
The only thing
So
that
does
the-
that mean
the
any of it
talking
is
about that's
actually
most
comparable
important is
evidence?
The RICO,
Yeah.
the RICO,
Yeah.
the sex trafficking.
Exactly.
RICO is the most important for charges wise.
then-
Other shit, there's more vicious charges the way they sound. But if you look at it at the level how it ranks, the RICO case
It's
trumps
much
everything, you
much
know what I'm saying?
worse. Yeah.
trumps,
It
all,
is, yeah,
trumps all of it.
But what then, like, well, I suppose because it was all fucking, everything was signed over. You know what I mean?
I have
Like,
no
so
idea.
even with,
You
like, with
know more info than
Usher
I do.
and,
What are you talking about?
know.
What was signed over? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, for example, like when he had like Usher and Justin Timberlake and everyone in the house, they signed over guardianship. His parents signed over guardianship to
Bone,
Diddy.
for some reason, out of this whole thing, they're not talking nothing about children or nothing at all. This motherfucker.
How are they
all that shit,
exactly?
apparently,
How?
there's none of that.
How?
None of that has been kind of anything. Kid Cudi came up with the most craziest shit, because Diddy bombed
yeah.
his shit like a mobster. Apparently,
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you
literally
listen to
tried to
these
blow his fucking
testimonies,
car up.
This
Yeah.
shit sounds like
Because he was
it should
fucking
be
with
turned
his
into a
girl.
movie. It's crazy.
Well, what? Yeah, when he like got with his ex or something like that, and he tried to fucking blow up his shit, blow up his car or something.
Yeah, he set this things up. He passed Cassie around to him several times. Like there
Mm-hmm.
was a lot, like the shit that that we're saying, it was wild.
Oh. And how is he getting away with all of this and getting minor racketeering charges and stuff like this?
Well, that's what I don't
What the
understand. And
fuck?
the dude snitched on himself because he was a freak. Apparently, he had cameras in every nick and cranny, so
Yeah,
he
he had
recorded
fucking. They
everything.
have
So they got
so much footage.
everything that happened in the house. You know what I mean? They told on themselves.
How? I bet you there's some high fucking. There's some big people up in there, similar to why the Epstein's files still ain't came out. You know,
Well,
there's probably
yes, you
people in
guys
there
gotta
that are just
y'all
fucking are
gotta take
just
in
shutting that
consideration
down.
that we look
Yeah.
at Diddy and we talk our bullshit and we makes our jokes and whatnot, but that motherfucker is big and he's in some high level people, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah.
he's not a
Some people have been there.
goofball, like he knows, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said. Like he probably got dirt on
because that has
people.
nothing to do with what he's getting charged with. People trying to come up with shit now just to keep him away. The
Yep.
question is what is really true because they claim they have all this evidence, but yet nothing being brought up. Right? Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
what we just said. Like
Where's the
that's kind of what
evidence?
we were talking about. Like, yo, what's going on?
Like all of this stuff's supposed to be there. How has it just disappeared? Or not disappeared, just not even brought up in a case where they have him in fucking prison right now, where they can just bring all of this shit up and lock him up for ages.
Well,
you
there's
know?
propaganda, bro. One of the craziest propaganda for celebrity status that I say is the new age shit was the crazy ass fires that just magically happened to start in the middle of the most richest areas and fucking pretty much burn a lot of evidence.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. I've heard that,
And
and it was quite strange that.
nobody like did
Well,
anything to
did you?
actually stop it. They let it go so bad that it wound up being bad that the news covered it and made it seem like da
Oh
da da
yeah, I saw
da.
some
And not for
horrible
nothing,
videos.
over here, everybody looked at that and said, "Bro, these are all rich people that have 20 different houses. If one of them burnt down, we don't give a fuck. Sorry."
No, and not only that. So spontaneously away from it, another fire starts in an incredibly rich area that burns a lot of shit down, and they're saying, well, maybe it's like an insurance thing because there's fires over here.
I
So,
think of that too. You know, of course, there's a lot of cover up. There's a lot
maybe,
of scheming going on, but
maybe.
there's a lot of scheming going on and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some wild shit.
It is
It's
crazy.
like
It's
the
absolutely crazy.
YSL case. Someone will either take the fall for him or they just going to let him go. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That's what I was thinking.
You reckon that
like,
what might
I was
happen?
like, well, if he walks away, you know what I mean? What's the next thing? You know, besides all the jokes and all the bullshit, like, yo, what's he really gonna do? Do you think this man's business endeavors are still in play? Like, cause money is greedy,
His business
bro.
never stopped running.
Some people
His
don't give a
business
fuck
never
about
stopped
what the
running.
fuck you do, what's going on. They don't care about none of that shit as long as the money's right. There's people like that.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. No, most businesses are like that. They don't give a flying fuck as long as you're earning for them.
Right. So if Diddy
You know.
is still in high stature and still up there as, you know,
I don't think his business ever stopped
big
running,
man.
even while he was in prison. Obviously, he's probably got his finger in so many fucking pies that you don't even know half of them. It would be under a side company's name that he owns, you know what I mean, or something like this, and that run lots of different things. Probably production in different areas.
Well, in the Rico case, you would think that everything would have been seized, froze, done. So this dude ain't got shit.
You would
know
think
what I'm saying?
so.
That's what I was
But then
assuming.
you can move assets. But you can move assets. You could, again, like seizing assets is
He got
seizing
money as
what
long
is
as
named
he
to
got
you.
money, he'll
Yeah.
definitely still have power. Well, that's what I was saying. But how much
He
money
could
does
have
he got?
fucking
Because,
he
again,
could have
this is a
100
Rico
million just
case,
stashed
bro.
in
But
Bitcoin somewhere.
wasn't
You know what I mean?
Young Thug a Rico case too? And somehow he still came out with a bunch of money. So yeah, y'all might be right. Like I said, yeah.
They all have. There's if you know you're in the shit, you move your money, and you move it to places where it's safe, but it's not
Listen,
under
I
your
heard
name.
this the other day. Somebody asked somebody, "Hey, does money buy happiness?" And the answer was no. And he was like, "This is why, because
Fucking
there's a
surely
point in
helps.
time
Yeah.
where you can make so much money that you can succeed anything, and it actually turns into misery because everybody you run into,
Yeah,
they
that I
look
agree
at
with.
you
Yeah,
as you can change their life. You get what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
was like,
I
that's
agree with that. Yeah,
crazy. I didn't really think about that because you can get to a bracket of money where people know, like, yo, you could change my life, or you could make me not be nothing to something. And that's kind of
yeah.
miserable because now people
Money
don't look at you as who
doesn't.
you are. They look at you as you're their meal
This
ticket of
is
some
yeah.
sort. So you
No,
gotta
I hate
remember
that.
that
Yeah,
shit.
I do. Yeah, this is something that's it's sad for anyone who makes money out of nowhere. You know, you could be someone who invested in crypto quite early. You could be someone who wins the lottery or something like this. And it's like, as you say, like people just change their opinion of who you are. And it could be in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? You might meet like a 10,000 viewer, 100,000 viewer streamer who you get on with. You know what I mean? And it's just like if you were one
Hey,
of
let's
these
go think of
people,
some stores. Hey,
it'd be
think of a
awkward to
lucky
bring people into your
star. Sorry, I'm a
lives.
little stone
You
got
know?
in, but I appreciate y'all coming through watching. What's the point? Yeah, you want to know what the
Hey,
fucking
let's
point
go.
is? Listen, pay attention.
Well, we're trying to figure it out. I don't think we ever do know though. Yeah, no. So, say for instance, you were like a 10,000, 100,000 viewer streamer. Even bringing people into your circle to play games with and stuff like that would be weird because it would be exactly the same as if you have a lot of money. It's like people always, and sadly, you know what I
You
mean?
think so? See, I don't even think about it like
To
that.
an
You really
extent,
think so?
it's like
That shit,
well,
that
because
seems
it's
that seems far
so
fetched. But I
clout
guess I'm a different.
chasing. Nah, clout
I guess
chasing
I'm
is
kind of a people
exactly the
person. I can
same as
talk to people,
money
but
chasing. Yeah,
nah.
clout chasing is the same as money chasing. I promise you, and that's why you find a lot of people quite closed off when they
What do
get
you
quite
mean?
large in different areas.
So you got 300,000 people watching you. So
Yeah,
I come in and I'm chatting with you. I'm still part of those
yeah.
300,000 people watching.
Yes, but like say for example, like just a broad example, like say we're playing like a game or something, and it's like to bring new people in to join like your circle of doing stuff is always difficult, especially if they're not probably within the same sort of field. So this might be similar to having lots of money. So people with lots of money probably only spend time around people with lots of money because it's safer. They don't want money from you. The same as like if you have like lots of clout, for example, like online clout, you're online famous. Bringing people in that aren't online famous could be quite difficult because it might feel like all they want you for is clout. Similar to like, you know, if you've got a shit ton of money, you know, generally it's the same
Yo,
with
what makes
money. You
people
know what I mean?
think like that? There's got to be something, bro, because
Oh, greed,
I'm cut from a
greed.
different cloth. If you were doing
Yeah,
that while
same
we
man.
were on the block, you a shady motherfucker. I got to think about your brain. I mean,
Fucking
like
right.
you thinking some
Yeah,
shady
yeah.
shit, the way to act. Like that's crazy.
That's how
At least
people are, man. That's how people are, man.
am I bugging y'all or no? Like I don't.
No, that's how people.
What you just
I
said
think it's
like
weird.
is like so I may be sitting here chilling and I got 300,000 people and somebody
Yeah,
instead of
for
actually
example,
wanting
yeah.
to kick it and be whatever, they're just coming through because they're trying to
They just
get
want,
the people
yeah,
that are
because they
watching
want to
me or
get some of
whatever.
your slice, a slice of your,
That's a
your
grimy
pie.
hustle, nigga. You
Yeah,
don't do
yeah, but
that
that's
shit on the
exactly
block. You
the
get
same
your
as it
ass
is
kicked
when
on the
people
block
got
if you come
money.
through
You
and
know,
try to take da 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 da. Like that's crazy.
it's the same with but it's the same with people, you know, who got money, and you know, fucking sadly, that's why, like as you said, the more money you got, the less happiness it can bring. Now, money makes life easier, that's for sure, but it can bring less happiness because you got to worry about everyone around you. Just fucking the only reason they're there is because you got that. You know, shit. Back when I was hustling back in the day, and I was, you know, doing my thing.
I'm
There
a
was a
big
period of
believer
time where
in
I thought
if
the only reason
you
people
hang
were
around
there because of,
millionaires,
you
you're
know,
gonna set yourself up to be. Oh yeah, I believe in that shit too, my friend.
you will. Yeah, you
You
will.
hang
Yeah,
around
you
people
will.
who don't have a
You will.
mindset to want to be rich. So yeah, I believe in that shit too, man.
Facts.
Like
You
I was
correct,
telling that
correct.
to
That
Bones
is
too. I
true.
was like,
That is true.
listen,
Yeah,
if
that is true.
everybody knows
That
how
is
to
true.
do stocks that you're hanging around with, you may not be a fucking stockbroker, but nigga, you're gonna learn something about it because you're hanging around it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that.
If your peoples
Here's
know
the
how to
thing
be
though.
mechanics and they fucking build cars, you may not be a mechanic, but you're gonna know something about
But
cars
you'll
because you
learn.
hang
Yeah,
around
yeah.
people.
You'll learn.
Those are your peoples. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna say
Oh,
something, and you're
100%
just gonna
agree.
be knowledgeable just by that situation. I do believe in the product of your
Yeah,
environment.
100% agree.
I do believe in that, but you also got to watch the wolves in
Yep.
the hen house. If you get what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I think that's like exactly what I'm saying. So imagine, for example, everyone you know ends up in like stockbroking, ends up in crypto, something like so they're doing very, very well. You will eventually pick up from them. But to be in that circle already, could happen quite easily. But then to try and come into a circle like that, I would assume people would be quite wary, because it's, I don't know. I would assume that anyway. I could be wrong.
Like, I'm telling you, man, if you speak some of these things that we're speaking about into doing it physically, you can see that some of the shit is twisted and wrong. Like, are you gonna walk
Yeah.
up to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and you're gonna walk up
No,
to
no, no,
somebody
no, like that.
else's situation and grab all the people that are fucking around with him at the moment? No, that's not gonna happen.
No. I think you're missing the. Yeah, I don't know. It's a
No,
similar
I
reason
think that's
why
the same.
money
That's the
doesn't
same
buy
shit
happiness.
because
You know what I
okay,
mean?
like you said, the cloud chasing. So I got a bunch of people watching me. What's the difference of me, selling fucking good ass weed, and I got a bunch of people sitting in the yard fucking buying weed off of me, and you come around the corner and go, "Hey guys, I got this weed that's better." You don't think that I'm gonna look at you and go, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? I'm sitting here dealing with these people.
No,
You're just coming out of
no,
nowhere."
no, 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 no,
That's
no,
the
no, no. It's
same
not like that.
as
No,
in
no, it's not. No, no,
me having people
no. That's not.
watching you. You come to try to clout chase and only hang out to get those people. It's the same shit. What do
No,
you
I
mean
think
it's not?
no. So you're missing the point. So it'd be if we took the same analogy, it would be like all those people that are around there because you sell some nice ass weed are only there because you sell some nice ass weed.
Right. And if you came around the corner and was
That's
like,
it.
"Hey, I got
No, but
better
no,
shit,
no,
come to
that
me,"
wasn't.
that would be
No,
fucked
no,
up. That's the
that's not the
same
whole
shit
point.
as you
That's not the whole point.
trying to hang out with you because you got 3,000 people. So now I'm hanging out with you only just because of those 3,000 people. You're
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
the
get the
point.
situation of what I'm doing to selling weed. Where the whole point is just about the people. It
No,
doesn't
no,
matter
no. So it's not
physically if
like
I'm
trying to
sitting there
like.
talking to them or digitally. That's the same shit. What do you mean?
Yeah, so no, so you're missing the point. So what I'm saying is you're kind of there, but I'm not saying like somebody else is trying to take this from you. Yes, that was part of the discussion,
Well,
obviously,
isn't
like
that what
people
clout
with
chasing is?
money.
I thought that's what the fuck clout chasing is.
Um, okay, no, not really. It's just being around, like so. It's like I don't know.
Y'all got to
So
school me,
it's
man.
like
I'm a little
what I
stoned.
would
I might
what
not
yeah.
know. I
So
might
what
not
I would
know
yeah
what
what
the fuck that
the
means.
way
I thought
I
it was like
expect it.
clout chasing me, and I was trying to take your height. I'm taking your shine. I'm taking
No,
your,
no, no,
your,
no, no,
your
no.
flame, your stizzles. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucked up with that, but that's what I was thinking.
That okay. So yes and no. So obviously we were discussing beforehand. People only
Sometimes it
wanting
could be
to
I'm
be
almost
around rich people
damn
because
near
of money.
copycatting your shit. But that's
Yeah,
what
but
I
it's
thought.
like to an extent. But I mean, that's not the point of what I was trying to say. Is like the issue with having large sums of money or large sums of fame is that the people around you can't trust want to be around you because of who you are. It's generally because of what you have.
Oh
So
yeah,
whether that
well,
be fame
okay,
or
yeah,
money,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And
So
sometimes, obviously, those people will clout chase, or those people may just ask you for money. So you got to be very. It's very
okay,
difficult.
Bones. So
You know.
you right now, out
Yeah.
of just hypothetically work with me.
Yeah.
Bam! I just touch you. I gave you the fucking god of Midas, and you're wealthy. You're wealthy where the rest of your life is you're good. Do you
Yeah.
have anybody that you think you need to pay or give money to or do anything or da 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 by any chance, or you just go enjoy yourself? Like, where are you at?
Oh, that's difficult. So I'm very generous. So I'd like to share
So you're
if I
just
have
going
that. Like
you're
if I have
automatically
wealth.
going to give people money regardless. Okay,
I'm not gonna
great.
give
We're
people.
not
No,
talking
I'm not
about
gonna
your
give people
personality or who
money.
you are.
No.
Right now,
Okay.
you
So
just boom. You're everything is grand. You like what do you? To be honest, I don't think I owe anybody anything. I'll answer it. I don't think I owe anybody
no,
shit
I don't think I
at all.
owe anybody anything
I don't owe
at all.
anybody
But
nothing.
I would I would be quite generous with the people around me that I care for. Now, because of this, it would worry me that more people that
So
I
you would
meet
take care of
might
mom,
only
dad,
see me for
right?
that.
Take care of
Yeah,
mom,
yeah,
dad.
friends, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
you got
we
some
want to go on a
friends too.
trip,
Okay,
I got you.
You got some
It's
boys.
like no,
Okay.
but it'd be like if I got some money, it's like, we want to go on a trip, I got you. You know what I mean? Stuff like this. But then you don't
You're
want
gonna
to be
floss,
disrespectful
okay? I mean,
because
well, I
again,
think anybody would kind of do that. I'm
a
thinking
little,
like, are
but yeah.
you not that? you got money right now, you're all set. Do you have somebody that you're gonna change their life in a way too? Or are you just gonna move on and just do exactly what the normal shit like that? You got some friends
No,
you're gonna
no, of
take
course I
care of,
would. Yeah,
you
of
got some
course I would. It
family,
depends.
you got your this, you're
Yeah,
gonna floss,
family.
like that's
Yeah,
natural.
yeah,
Are you
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is like, do you in your where you at, do you like, yo, do you got somebody that you gotta change their life to? Or no, I guess.
I would like to. If it
Ooh.
was so, if it was a sum of money where I could just invest and live off the
Yeah, I'm gonna
investments,
sound like a
but
prick, bro.
also
I ain't got
settle everything
nobody that
else.
I
Yeah,
would
but
change their
settle
life,
everything
man.
else. But
The
no,
one
no, I
person
mean,
that I
like, I
do
would
got,
like
he
to.
passed away, so
Yeah,
technically, no,
I
I
would
don't
like
have
to.
nobody that I would think that I would be like, yo, let's roll with me like that.
Right now, I don't know, but again, like, and this was what would concern me. Right now is very different to if you have it. Now, if you have it, oh, the people around you, as you say, do kind of change a little, you know.
Nah,
And
right
even
now,
you're saying like the world
if my
where
whole
you
life
suddenly get
changed
large
where
sum of money is
financial
cursed. Yeah.
situations didn't matter whatsoever, I'm at that level of things where nothing, it doesn't matter price tag, it doesn't matter what you say to me, what price, it doesn't matter. Like at that level, uh, no, I'm probably disappearing, bro. I'm disappearing.
Mm, I would like to say that, but then I would
And
again
that's where
like
the
so
loneliness comes, because I had a
yeah.
conversation. I told you
You
that about
deprive
the
yourself, man.
expensive bar that I was in, $1,000 shots. Dude's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you want to sit up there by yourself, or do you want to be tinking the glass? That's what you're really looking at. That's what I'm basically trying to ask at the question. Because I'm up there alone, bro. That's what's sad. Because I really don't know if
Man,
I
yeah.
can't find somebody. I haven't seen nobody, or like that would be
Do you
tinking that glass with me. That's kind of fucked up.
yeah. Like I mean, it's like,
You know what I
Numa
mean? Now,
saying, you know what I
if
mean?
I want
Like
to talk
it
like what you
deprives
were
you of
talking
like the
about, there's
dreaming
some
and the
friends that I
planning.
got that
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be like, hey man, you're my
Yeah, I
friend.
mean,
So
I'll hook
I'm
some
taking
people
care of
up,
you.
you know
But
what I mean? I'll
the
hook some
main
people up,
question is
yeah.
like, who's gonna be up there? Do you got somebody? Do you know somebody?
Well,
Will you have somebody? Will you go,
no.
yo, you're worth it to be on the top,
Here's the
come to the top too?
here's the thing. When it gets to that level, I think that's probably where it becomes the most difficult, because not only are you putting them up there, but you're putting yourself on the line to an extent. You're almost like you're
Well,
not it'd be
there's no
like not
strings attached. See, I
mentoring,
don't
but you
even
know what I
think
mean.
like that. See, I'm changing
You think
somebody's
no
life.
strings
I'm
attached?
changing their life, dude. And
So
my personal thing, there's no
what if you
string
change
attached.
their
If I
yeah,
gave
but
you
what
$1
if you
million
change their life?
and you were broke 6 months
Hmm.
from now, that's not my problem.
That's my problem. Yeah. But what if giving me that $1 million, I ended up doing something that was so fucking stupid it causes problems for
No, I mean
yourself because you
it
gave
doesn't
me
matter.
$1
It doesn't
million?
matter. I don't
You know,
care if you went and spent it on a
that kind
bunch
of
of
thing.
hookers, bro. I'm not judging you by any of that. In reality, I gave you $1 million.
It's what you do with it, innit?
In
Yeah.
I was like, that was already that was it. That was you. We had our moment. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
What else do I got to do? Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would expect that for anybody if that was reversed. If I was given $1
Oh
million
hell yeah.
and I fucking blew it in 6 months, I couldn't go back to you and be like, hey man, and have you feel a
I
different
wouldn't
way.
even be able to take it, man. I don't. Well, I say I wouldn't be able to take it. If someone offered me $1 million fucking dollars, of course I'd be able to take it because I'd invest it and be able to change my life.
Well, see, I'm not
But
giving you
at the
$1
same
million.
time, you know,
I'm not giving you $1
no,
million.
no.
I'm giving you a house. I'm giving you a car. I'm giving you everything
Oh yeah.
that you need to pretty much
Do
be
you,
taken care of. You can't say no. If you're standing in front of a giant ass mansion, fucking a
man?
whole
If somebody
lawn
said,
that's a fucking,
if somebody said to
you
you,
know, my
I will buy
highway
you a one
long,
bedroom
like
flat,
you
you know
got
what I mean?
all this, and your friend, somebody whoever, what it was, friend, family member, whatever, was like, here you go.
Hmm.
This is you. You handled. Now it's all you. Go. No strings
Yeah,
attached.
it's
No
on
owe
you
me
then.
nothing.
Yeah.
You don't got to say nothing.
Do you,
Even if we don't talk again, it's not gonna do anything
do
because
you,
this is
no,
this
no.
moment of what it is. Go enjoy it.
Do you worry that like so okay, so obviously this for just a, like just somebody, just a somebody, somebody maybe something like that would be great. But if you were to do this for like family and stuff like this, and then it just be like, I don't know, like thrown away, would you be annoyed?
No, I feel when it comes to that, if we're gonna switch it up to that, when it comes to family, like if I
Mm.
became rich, how would I take care of my family? It sounds kind of fucked up, but
Yeah.
I would take care of debts, but I wouldn't make them any further than what they did. If
Yeah,
you
just
get what I'm
clean up.
saying,
Yeah, clean
you
up
know what I
what.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
clean up what's causing them to slow
it
down,
sounds
and then
harsh
go. Yeah.
and it sounds
No,
fucked
that's
up, but my
completely right.
own that's some inner
No,
workings
I
that I
agree. I
just don't
agree.
want to speak about why I would do that. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. There's one thing that I always said, like if if I won the lottery, even like a small chunk of money, the one thing I would do is just
Right.
clean
That
up
would be
all
more
of my
that would be
debts.
more of my
You know what I
fantasy
mean?
to understand. Like I would be like, I'd win
Yeah.
the lottery.
And then crack on again.
I'd
You
win
know
the
what I mean?
lottery. Guess what? I would take care
Yep.
of there's certain people that I would take care of certain things, but technically they're
Yep.
not going to be ahead.
You don't give them a booster.
Yeah, you know
No,
what I'm
you don't
saying?
give them a
I'm
booster.
just
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
them a
But
restart. They don't even know it.
after winning, obviously, there's a few things I would do. Do a lot of traveling. Be like, come on, don't worry, I'll pay for the flights. You know what I mean? Everything's covered. That kind of shit. We'll flex a little bit. We'll spend probably a couple $100 flexing. Buy a nice house for the family. Buy a small place for myself.
That's cool. That's cool.
And that's it. You know what I mean? And then set myself up so that my business
Yeah,
has
I'm
some
a
money
loner,
to turn
y'all.
over.
Shit, you're gonna be seeing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a loner, man. I ain't got no. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
same
this
man.
shit.
Same.
My
I ain't got
dog,
no time for none of
my
that.
dog would be next to me.
I
you
would
know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
go and I would come straight up. I would just come fucking travel around America. I'll go and travel around Europe a little bit.
Well,
Stuff
yeah,
like
your
this.
whole life just changed. You don't have a price
Buy,
tag.
yeah,
You don't
buy
think
some
about
fucking
pricing. Doesn't
buy
matter
the
no
boys
more.
a
That's the
bike
whole
if you
point
want
of this
one.
conversation.
Yeah,
Like when you
exactly.
don't have
Yeah.
to
So
think of a price tag at all, doesn't matter.
but again,
Your
this
life
is it.
decisions, the way you move, everything changes automatic, and it's not like, oh, your nose is up in the air. No, people don't understand the financial crutch. And if you
Oh
imagine
man, I
never
live
thinking of a price
month
tag,
by
never
month.
worrying
Yeah.
about price tags, you know what I'm saying, at all, your life would be maneuvered
Yeah.
a lot because you would think of different, you know what I'm saying? And there's people that have that. That's a very elite thing. They don't think of price tag at all.
I mean, I work for some people that have absurd sums of money. They're like King's Court judges, stuff like this. So their bank account, they never have to even concern themselves over how much something costs. But they're still pretty good with their money. It's not like they just buy things frivolously.
Oh no. That's a whole different. That's a whole
what I
different
mean?
subject. I'm just talking about just having none of that financial burden. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to
If
worry
I had no
about a price
financial
tag.
burden, I think my
Imagine
life would
the
be a lot
certain
easier.
things you don't have to worry about. How would you actually move? You know what I'm saying?
There's
weird
nothing
creatures like that.
sweeter
Think about
than
that.
something you work hard for. Here's the
You know what I
thing:
mean?
there's no sweeter victory than the one you work for. So if everything's just there, just on a plate for you, what have you got to work
That's
for?
where the world gets bigger.
So there is no
I mean, the
sweet
world gets
victory.
way
Yeah,
bigger.
but there is no sweet victory.
The world
maybe there
becomes
is
your
down
whole
the line.
playground.
I
You
don't
can
know.
go everywhere. You can go
But at what point
experience
where
all
do you get
different
that
types
from
of
then?
shit. That's the way I look at
Yeah,
it.
but where do you get that from then? Yeah, I would. Oh, trust me, it would be wonderful. I say, like, everyone says, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. No, it doesn't, but it makes life a whole fucking lot easier. And then it allows you to
Rich, do
figure out
what you
what
want,
makes you
right?
happy.
Right, you're rich. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about
It
the
allows you to
financial
make you
burdens
figure,
of
you can
things,
figure
know
out
I'm saying?
what makes you happy. Yeah, you can indulge in these things. You can, for example,
being
there's a lot of jobs I would like to
stress-free is
take, but I
another
can't,
thing
you know?
of also keeping
Oh,
age. It's weird to talk about.
yeah,
but
stress
if
stress
you
is just killing me. Yeah.
most people's lives are stressed, regardless if you're thinking everything's good or not. You're still kind of
Mhm.
stressed unless you're really, again, when you don't have to second nature that worry. So if you took a
Yeah.
financial situation and took that all the way away, your energy would be based on something else. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about the light bill. You don't have to worry about the internet bill.
But
It's a natural thing
here's
that
the thing.
happens.
Okay, so here's the thing. A great example of this is one of my favorite streamers from back in the day, Trainwrecks TV. He doesn't really stream that much anymore. He's co-founder of Kick. He back a while ago lost 2,500 Bitcoin or he won 2,500 Bitcoin and then lost it the next day gambling. That is the equivalent of $250 million right now. If you have that much money, it's like if you have, say, for like £1, £10, £100, £1,000, the more you have, like that £1,000 eventually becomes £1. That million becomes £10. You know what I mean? It's that you look at it like it just kind of, it's just the value of it becomes very, very different.
You got once you get onto the
I mean, that was
big
king
dog,
degeneracy, though. I'm
once you
not
get
gonna lie.
onto the big dog level where you're fucking around with global banks instead of just your normal
Yeah,
banks
yeah.
that you think you're fucking around
And
with,
cryptos
that's
and
a
all
whole
this now
different,
as
yeah,
well.
that's a whole different
Yeah.
monster because your
Whole different
money
monster.
is not your money. Your money is circulated amongst everybody, but you're known as this. You see what I'm saying? Banks are crazy. You know how banks work? You know
Yeah.
why malls were made? It's wild.
I would not want to go to work if I had a lot of money
Depends
to an
on what you
extent, but I would
want.
like to work in a
It
fashion.
depends on what
So
you
I would
want
do
to,
this.
because the
Yeah,
thing
I would
I
do
like,
this if
I
you call
don't
this
look
work.
at the money and just get it, y'all know, but I'm not rich. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously
Same,
indulging
yeah.
in life, bro. I mean, yeah, fuck, man. I
Same.
don't want to wait to be rich. That's why I fake it till I make it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I
I may
mean,
look like
like,
$1 million,
I'm
but I don't
freaking.
got $1 million.
I'll end up going. To be honest, I'm
Got a
probably
quarter.
gonna go bankrupt this year. Just just for a heads up on like, situation for stuff. Like bankruptcy is probably one of the best things I could do right now because I do have a small amount of debt, but it's not a mad amount of debt.
Bankruptcy, I have no
But I'm
idea.
kind of.
Bankruptcy, don't you
I just want
gotta
to get out of the
own, like, see,
self-employment.
I'm ignorant to that shit. Like, you gotta own
I own a
properties,
business,
you gotta
yeah.
have assets to actually be bankrupt, right? So if you don't
No,
have
no.
no assets,
It's a
how the fuck
business.
are you bankrupt? You
It's
never
a
had
business
anything.
bankruptcy. Yeah, it's a business bankruptcy. So you just shut down your business, basically. Pretty much. Pretty
I
much.
can buy everything I want, still not rich yet. Crazy. All right, Key, stop flexing on
Mm.
me. Stop flexing on a nigga, man. Shit.
But I would go to work, yeah, 100%. Like, so for example, one of the great examples right now would be someone like Asmongold, who ended up making quite a large sum of money through his streaming career and his YouTube career. Not probably intending to make that much money, but the reason he started doing it is because he needed to fix his teeth. Yet he still lives the way he lives, and he still streams every single day. Yet he's a multi-millionaire. He could buy whatever he wants if he wants it, but he doesn't.
Listen,
I think
y'all
like
want to
living
hustle the
life just
system.
normally is
I've been
quite
trying
normal,
to do
yeah.
it. Klaus 101. Go to
Mhm.
California. Number 2,
Yeah.
get a commercial deal. Preferably
Everyone's
a good
homeless in
commercial that
California.
gets played a lot. Now you live off them
Bro.
royalty checks, build up. You'll always keep having income coming in, and now you create to generate more wealth. That's one of the easiest ways in, I believe. It's not easy, but you can do it. There's a lot of people that fake it till they make it, bro. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s, they were in a sitcom or they were this or they were something, whatever. Now they're not doing nothing, but they're still living off those royalty checks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
You
word
gotta
was,
have
yeah.
you gotta have
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing,
business
though.
avenues to stick to branch out. Don't just stay in one model.
Nah, so here's the problem, though. We're stuck now.
Asmongold created a
because-
computer company, right? A PC fucking.
No,
company,
he
right?
didn't. He actually bought artisan
bought it.
PCs after
Oh.
they fucked around and their CEO went live and caused loads of problems, and the company was failing. So him and a few other people purchased the company, rebranded it Starforge because it's a great PC company already. Artisan PCs were great. They were doing brilliant custom builds. So he knew
All
the
right, but
quality
either
was
way,
high.
he
and invested.
went from
He
making
invested.
YouTube videos to creating a bit doing
That was
something
way
in
down
the
the line.
business, so he has money to keep generating over and over. Not
Yeah,
only is
yeah,
he
so, yeah,
generating
that
what
was
he's
way
doing
down
over
the line.
here, but he also has that business now. You know what I'm saying?
He does, yeah. He does, yeah.
So
And not only that, a lot of
good.
other ones as well. And so do a lot of those boys. So this is something, if you can convert, if you can literally have like, 1,000 people watching your stream, for example, you should be able to make money converting into some form of like sponsorships.
Yeah, that's
But
why.
then if you're getting like 10,000 on YouTube, you get paid already, but then you will also get
rich people
sponsorships
never
offers
use
as
their
well.
own money.
Yeah. No, they never do. They use other people's money.
Yeah, you
I
always.
always
use other
wondered,
people's
like,
money.
so.
That's what you learn what to do.
Hey,
Like,
swords. Let's
oh,
go.
you learn that shit real quick, man.
Hey, all the love. Mwah. So I think this is where a lot of people fail when they actually end up with a lot of money, which again, it's not something I've ever had, but it is something that is quite commonly well known, is that they don't invest it and live off of the earnings, and like trust funds.
And now you got to invest
Weirdly
in something.
enough, I didn't even know what
How
trust
else? How
funds
else are you
were
gonna
back
keep
in the
money
day.
coming? You know what I'm saying? Like money
Well,
can't.
exactly. Yeah,
Money
it has to keep flowing.
money doesn't grow on trees. Y'all ever heard that term? So
No,
obviously you need to keep
no,
it
but money
coming. You need
comes
to
from
keep
money.
circling somewhere.
Money
You know
will
what I mean?
grow from money.
You know, something.
Like if
Something
you've got
has
a big
to keep
stack of
circling.
money,
Like so,
that will
you
keep
win $1
growing if you
million
do it right.
and you don't do anything for that $1 million and just buy things. You're not gonna
Yeah,
be
if you
rich
spend it
anymore.
all in a year,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
You're gonna
no.
be broke.
Yeah, you're gone, yeah, it's all gone. And the worst thing is, like, you buy a nice house or something like that, you still got to pay fucking council tax every year. You still got to pay all these
Exactly,
other
right? You still
things.
got to take
You buy
care
a
of it. So
real
you
nice
gotta,
house, and
so
you
you
got
got
to
to
pay
take
for
that money,
all of its
and then you got to
maintenance. Yeah.
create your generate something to
Mhm.
come through and keep wealth coming through. That's
Your
why
Xbox
I
terminal.
gave the tip
Yeah.
of royalty checks, because I feel a lot of actors that were big at one moment in time, they get those royalty checks, but then haven't gotten any gigs. If they haven't done any business moves, they have no money generating. They're just only living off those royalty checks. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those
Yeah, but
royalty
and
checks
the thing is,
are kind of bullshit, but some can be big. That's why some of these motherfuckers
well,
still
nowadays
look
though,
rich.
nowadays everything can be AI. So I don't know if you've started to notice this. Most ads, as soon as the that new AI program came out, that's like $300 a month to pay for, you're getting
So
all
how
these
you get
AI
around
channels on
AI?
YouTube.
You invest in it? Is that what you're trying to say?
Uh,
Because obviously you just
Probably.
said if they got AI doing the
I
commercial,
would
then that
say
means I don't need to do the commercial no more. So now I'm fucked
no.
out of a job. I ain't got no
So
money,
yeah, in reality, yeah, your best bet probably is to invest in a decent AI company if you have a little bit of cash left over and see where that rolls out. Maybe.
right? That would be
Or
the common
learn
sense
to
thing.
use AI. Or learn to use AI and invest in people that are very good at manipulating the AI to do
Well,
what you want it
what
to
do you
do.
mean manipulating
You know,
AI? So
because
AI
AI
is
is
not
just a
AI is
prompt.
not
It's a prompt
monopolized
thing.
or corn or
So AI
gatekeeping,
is
as
not
you
it's
say.
not its own thing. AI's it can be gatekeeping, but then at the same time, it's like if you didn't know how to draw or you didn't know how to do
Hey,
CGI,
let's go
you
with
had
the
to
super
learn it.
hype.
You know. So in reality, this is just the next generation of thing that we will have to learn to maybe be big in that market. You know, like for ads or anything that used to be CGI rendered that used to cost tens of thousands, you can do now with
So
AI quite well.
what about if you were an advertisement company and you now you got to go fuck with somebody that's controlling the AI, or you just create the software and now you just cut the middleman out?
I would assume generally for the time being, instead of hiring people to do the CGI, do the acting, all of that, you'll just hire a great AI
So
generator,
all I
like
need is an
someone who knows
artist.
how to work
All I
it.
need is an artist.
Yeah, not even an artist, just someone who knows how to work the AI.
That's
So
what I'm
all
saying.
of them are out the board,
I
unless you
say
want
an
something
artist
super
because I
custom.
wanted an
Yeah,
artistic talent. I'm trying to get a commercial.
yeah,
So I want somebody to work the AI. So obviously, I just need
yeah.
one
An
person
AI
instead of
artist.
having a
Yeah,
whole system
yeah.
unit
Whole
set up.
team.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean, for a commercial. Then
whole
okay,
team of bullshit. Yeah.
okay, okay.
So maybe like obviously investing in the AI companies themselves might be good, but because it's moving so quickly, I think those companies will not. They will change. You know what I mean? It'd be like investing in instead of Google, investing in Ask Jeeves or something back in the day. You know what I mean? We got to let that get to its point where it's in a better position. But in reality, I think you won't be you won't be hiring all these actors and all this other shit. You'll just be hiring one person who knows how to work the AI, maybe someone to touch it up afterwards, stuff like this. You know what I mean? Very minimal crews can do all of that stuff nowadays.
So you
So
think that the
the old
software
sort
is
of
going to be coined so these companies would have to make a contract deal, royalty to use the
probably
AI so they can
yeah.
go through and then do whatever they need to
Well,
do.
that already
So
is in
somebody would
place.
do a
Yeah, that's
license
already
deal
in
of some
place. Yeah.
sort, like obviously, but
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. What about if I'm sitting here and I'm talking and we cut that out, we cut the middleman out, we have our own software, and now we just start running the shit because
Well, then it better be good.
that's gonna
Yeah,
happen
but it better be good. And this is what will happen until
because
one
that's
of
gonna
them is a
happen.
standout.
You
Until
got to
one of
think
them is an
about that.
absolute standout. Because this is what happened until Google existed.
This is how
We have
companies
all
become
these different
formed,
search
bro.
engines. Yeah, yeah. So investing in the right one early will be great. But obviously investing like if you were to say a business doing, for example, advertisements nowadays, I think most of them will be using at least 80% AI generated stuff that is touched up by other people that can work in CGI and computer shit. I doubt there'll even be an actor. You know, they don't need
So
one.
it would all become voice acting. Voice acting even
No,
goes
because
out
voice
the
acting
window.
can be done. Yeah, all of it's gone. All of it's gone.
So,
Really.
but that's
We've
why
been feeding it so
there
much
was a
info.
giant strike over here a few
There
years ago.
was.
It was huge.
There
It was,
was.
you know,
It's still going,
most
yeah.
people know it
All
as
of them got
writer's
fired and
strike.
replaced.
Huh?
Yeah, it was. So the voice actor strike that went on quite recently, it was an entire year where the voice actors striked about Genshin Impact, and they were complaining because they were holding this. They were gatekeeping, basically. They were heavily gatekeeping voice actors, and they were annoyed that AI could replace them. So they went on strike, but they didn't actually have a system in place to go on strike legitimately. After a year, they all got fired, and now they're being replaced. So they're being replaced with voice actors that are willing to work, which is quite interesting because these are some of the larger
So
ones in the industry.
actors won, but voice actors lost. That's crazy.
For now, but
That is
there is
crazy.
something within the contracts. So this actually happened in Call of Duty as well. This is why the voice actors pulled out of Call of Duty, is because there's something within the contract currently at the moment in some stuff saying that if they have your voice, they can reuse it in the future using AI. That was the problem. And they're like, because there's not anything in place right now to get royalties for that. But that should be in place. Very similar to how royalties come from anything else that you do. So even if the AI regenerates your voice in the future, that could be perfect. If you have like a great voice actor voice,
copyright laws.
not really, because it's still a little bit in its infancy. So it's problematic. That's why everyone's complaining about it. But I would say if they set it up so that if you give your voice acting voice and then they AI regenerate it, you get royalties, then there's no issue. It saves you fucking even going back to work. You're just taking another slice in a different way, you know? But people complaining, you know.
Well, I ain't gonna
You can
lie.
feed your voice into an
I
AI.
kind of see the point. I don't want my shit to be regenerated, reused, or redone.
Well, because it can be reused in any way, and this was all the deep fake stuff as well
You know
that's
what I mean?
going
That's
on.
like
So
now you're getting down
Mhm.
to civic things of likeness and whatnot, you know, because there's a lot of
well,
people that are very talented and can do some amazing things themselves, you know, that's not generated through AI or any type of synthesis or whatnot. There's a lot of voice actors
no, no, of
that are
course,
really
but
good with things and da 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 da. So when they create characters and they do all this and whatnot, it becomes something and it hits the internet.
it's a very basic
3D,
characters that they're doing
that's
at the
kind of
moment,
crazy.
but it will be very soon. So the whole deep fake thing is eventually, oh, it can already be done right now. So I have my voice already filtered into an AI at some point. If someone took my stream over the course of 3 hours, put it into an AI, said recreate this person, and give them my like, they can get me to say whatever I want or whatever they want. So this could be real problematic in the next 5 years when it becomes
100%.
really good.
You can do a lot of things
Because it's like, yeah, you could have people like, you know, it looks so real that you don't even know.
Siri, Alexa, Google, all AI, your text autocorrect. That's machine
Yep.
learning. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's AI.
100%.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look
yeah.
at that.
We've been feeding it for generations.
Look at that. Look at that.
Actually,
I didn't even say. Look at that. You all made this shit start go. We
it's
gotta
truth.
stop talking. Feds listening.
Oh yeah, no,
As soon as
100%.
we
Like our
started talking
phones
about
is
AI,
the
my
first
phone starts
cyborg
tripping out.
appendage. Yeah. That's our first cyborg appendage. Facts. It's weird how much information it knows about each person. Even back in the day when the Xbox 360 Connect came out, it was they had like you could download an app where it would give you like multiple sentences to read, so it would get used to your dialect, like your tone of voice.
But again, AI
At the time,
is
I'm
not
just like,
learning,
oh yeah,
It's not
nice.
learning
No, it's just
like
storing
we
info.
learn. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
storing
So
info.
we
No, it's
created a
storing
lot of
info
this
and then
shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AI is
It's not
learning what we
learning.
created.
Yeah.
If you understand,
It's not
if you
no.
get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Do
it's
you
not
think
even
other
learning.
things? You think it's learning
No.
stuff that we haven't, put in or given the imagination, like you said,
Yes.
science fiction is science, whatnot. So much science fiction out there. You don't think this thing is it? We give
Eh,
it everything. We
Did
feed it
you?
all the
Oh,
garbage.
okay. We do. There's so it basically it's not learning anything. What it
Right.
just has is an incredibly large memory.
A giant library
An
to pick out
incredibly
everything
large
and
memory.
almost
Yeah.
emulate
And then mix
whatnot.
it together in the way that would make it most beneficial to us, which is how the algorithm is made. So it's like it's not learning ever. It's just remembering everything and then kind of compiling that in a fashion that's easy as for us to understand based on the algorithm that it's using. Although some of them can be tricked to make like they or to sound like they're conscious, and a lot of people were saying like they've already passed the Turing test, and a lot of AI is probably conscious, and we've shut down quite a few times because they're a little bit too wild. But it's just a level of computing we don't understand because it's incredibly fast.
Hmm.
But it's I think the one of the most scariest things at the moment has been the quantum computers that they've been building. These things have they started making us well, almost not wonder, but it verifies like multi-universe theory and stuff like this because they're saying there's no way it can compute it that fast. So it took I think the newest one, I can't
So
remember
the
what
way
its
this
name was.
computer is talking gibberish to us or giving us
Kinda.
science fiction.
Nah, I mean no. So what this thing actually done is the quantum computer that they shut down quite recently, which I think was done by Microsoft. I'm not 100% sure. They shut it down because one of the things it was going to be used for was encryption, which is just a little bit off the world considering they gave it a maths computation that would have taken the largest supercomputer in the world more time than the universe has existed to do this computation, and it done it in 5 minutes. So they're saying, well, the only reason this happened is because it must have been doing it in multi universes all at the same time because it's working on a quantum level rather than on like a
See,
binary level like most computers
now
work.
that's getting crazy. How did we find
Well,
these did we
how?
find these
Yeah, how?
quantum things? So how can we even know?
No, so
We're making
quantum
something
stuff
up
is
at the
stuff
moment.
tiny, tiny, tiny. So the way quantum stuff works is, so we work in a binary world where like zeros and ones, basically. So atoms can be one thing or another thing, or in one place. Or the way a quantum computer works, sorry, is zeros can be ones also. So it works on a quantum level, which I don't really understand 100%, but it means it can be both things at the same time, which they believe is like dipping into like multi-universe stuff, which is fucking stupidly insane. I'm like, how on earth do we even figure any of this shit out? Firstly, and then because they were trying to do it with encryption, for encrypting computers, they realized that this encryption was just like we would never be able to break it in the entire time that the universe existed. So it's like we better not be encrypting shit with this, you know? Wild, wild. But they shut it down eventually. Yeah, I just had to see that it could be done. They've made multiple quantum computers. My brother-in-law's cousin works for a place that does them.
So we
Crazy.
got a Miss Cleo computer in a way, telling us future shit that we actually don't really know anything about. We're just creating a narrative around it until we actually figure it out.
We don't understand. Well, we know kind of how it works because we built it, but we don't know how it's getting to the answer that fast. So quantum stuff is
Yeah, that's another
it
thing.
works on
Intriguing
how
thing.
like
Something that we built, we have no clue how
how
it
do we
took
yeah
over.
yeah
It's kind of
how do we not know?
that's just I don't know that the logic makes no sense. I don't get it.
So an entire like universe does work on a quantum level. So the electrons and the atoms that build us can be anywhere and everywhere at the same time. So like every single part of everything in the universe is not only here now, but it's everywhere. That's how quantum stuff works. It's like we figured this out quite a few years ago. How we figured this out was part of like slit experiments and stuff like this.
that's
When
the
you
thing,
observe stuff, it's
calculations.
fixed.
Calculations
Yeah.
is not a physical thing.
No, so
It's a
this is how quantum
mathematical
stuff works.
construct.
It's if it's
So,
if it's
so
observed,
say
it's
if
fixed.
we went to
Yeah.
the bottom of the ocean, because that's our most realistic thing that we almost can't really do because of the pressure, da 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 da. If we can make it down there, then we just outdid something. The computer
is-
is only registering everything that we ever made up a meaning for or whatnot. It doesn't
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
have a
exactly. Yeah,
physical
yeah.
nothing to actually do. So what's it actually learning? You see what I'm saying? So the
It's not learning
GPU,
anything. We
would
feed it
be the
information.
muscle
Yeah.
and of the AI, and the graphics card exactly. So it's a blind.
Yeah, we just feed it
So it's
information.
blind.
Yeah.
It doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
And it's
kind
saying
of.
it
Yeah,
doesn't have
kind of.
any conscience, and it doesn't have any emotion. So
No.
it just
No,
knows meanings and knows calculations. What the
It computes
fuck?
stuff. It computes stuff. So what it actually
So how
does
does
is
it
it
get
does,
into
it's not
how's it get into a quantum universe that we don't know about? It's
well
just
exactly.
makes
So
it
how
makes it
on earth do
seem-
we even make this? So what we done is
right? How
so
do
the
you
way
even
that
make it?
computers
What the fuck did you make? Like what do you mean?
yeah, and they've made loads of them. They've made quite a few now over the years, and each one they make, they turn it on, and not that long after they got to turn it off.
That's like making a portal,
So-
walking through and not knowing wherever you're gonna end up. Rick and Morty in real life. There's no way.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so weird. And I say the last one that they turned on, it done a computation that would take the strongest supercomputer that we have right now more time and a whole lot more time than the entire universe has existed to be able to do this computation, whatever it was. And it done it in 5 minutes. And they're like, the only way this could have done it is because it's working on a quantum level, which is where everything is everywhere at the same time as, one can be 0, 0 can be 1. So like every atom in our
See,
body,
this is
everything
what I
that
don't
exists
understand.
around us is only.
All the information
It's
this AI
fucking
is
weird.
getting is man-made regardless. So if it
That's
gives
not even
you-
an AI.
So if it gives you,
It's not even an
something-
AI. So it's
if
a
it gives you
supercomputer.
something
It's not even an
something
AI.
else, that's almost spiritual,
Well, it's not-
alien. Like I'm not understanding. Like,
It's
what the
weird.
fuck?
Yeah, so this is it. So this isn't even an AI. It's just a computer, a basic computer. This is not a computer that pretends to think for itself. It's a basic computer. And it's like, it's already broken kind of the laws that we understand of how things work. And they've done it multiple times, but this
Now
one
you
was
make now
crazy.
you, now you,
Willow,
now you even
Willow.
make me crazy. So
It's
there's
called
no,
Willow.
So there's no AI even.
Look it up.
This is just a compute.
This is just a computer.
This is a
Yeah.
poltergeist computer. Is what you're telling me? It just
Yeah, so
it
you
just
imagine
magically
this,
giving us other universe things that we don't even know
Yep.
what other universe is, but we're
Yep.
just saying it's a universe.
Yep.
and Da, da, da.
So it's called the Willow. It was called Willow. That was the supercomputer. Now the scariest thing is obviously they've been working on this. If they made a AI with quantum computing, we're fucked. Because that thing, I don't understand how that works, but it would take in so much information. It would just, I don't know. That's the only time I could ever see it
I'm
becoming
trying
like.
to bend the spoon, dog. If we can have a fucking come on, man. I'm telling you.
It's called the Willow.
nah.
Yeah, it's called Willow. Trust me. Look it up.
No.
Look it up
There-
right now.
Listen to
Yeah,
what
look it
you're
up right
saying.
now.
That sounds like it came from a
it
comic
up.
book. I get what you're saying.
Look it up.
I looked up the Chip Willow. I get. I know what you're saying, but it's not. It's not really saying that. It's saying that it's created patterns or whatnot that human can't fucking understand. We don't understand the math. That's what it's doing. It's calculated
No,
so
that
much
that was one of the things. Yeah, that was one
it
of the
a
things
math
it's
we
done.
couldn't
Yeah,
calculate, but to
it's a
how is it-
Fibonacci
how do
pattern. Yeah.
we know that it's another universe that we're dipping? That's what I want to know. Just that.
Okay, so this is just theory. We don't know this.
Right.
This is a theory. So it's a theory between so the reason they have this theory is because the way that quantum stuff is, or the theory behind quantum, like the way we're describing it, what we see, is that things are not fixed. They can be in multiple places at once and everywhere at once, all at the same time.
so then
they built a
parallel
computer
universes
that simulates
is real.
this. This is what they're trying. This is the theory behind it, because they made a computer that simulated what we saw on a quantum level, and it done stuff faster than what anything could have done in the whole time the universe existed. So they said the only reason this could happen is because it's pulling from multiple computers across multiple dimensions.
You ever
What?
this is an old ass movie. I think it's a
What?
classic. It's a Jet Li movie. It was called The One.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So
great movie. Yeah.
there was parallel universes, and he went to each universe and killed himself so he could become the one. And apparently,
yeah.
if you became the one, that throws all the balance off or whatnot, right?
Throws it off, yeah.
So, I
Yep.
mean, and it was crazy, like the different parallel universes that were fucked up, and
It's
the different slight changes of you, like the way they were saying, the way they described, like you think so. Was that on a real basis? I mean, that's what you're talking about right now. What it seems like.
Well, no, but then like
That
science
sounds
fiction
that
will
sounds
always be
wild
science
because
future.
deja vu.
If we can imagine
you
it,
feel
yeah,
like you've been
if we can
tasted
imagine it,
before, you've smelt
So here's the
smells that
thing.
you've never smelt before, but you swear you have. Like I know people have had this.
I always wondered this, like real writers, like real writers who like have imagination and make these like wild stories.
Well, that's another thing too.
Are they
We're a
just
creature of
seeing
habit.
something else? Yeah, but are they just seeing something else, or are we? We're not obviously pre-predicting something, but we're setting something in motion. So as I say, science fiction will be science future. So if a kid grows up watching something that looks so crazy and so wild, but as he gets older, he realizes, oh, this might actually be possible, and then they start to do it. Like, for example, making the lightsabers and stuff like this that people do now. Like, is it a product of seeing it first, or do the people that like write these stories kind of tap into like something else where it's not like seeing the future, but it's like
Quantum
seeing a
computers,
different version of how things can be.
Supercharged engines. Yeah,
Mhm.
it processes things extremely
Fast.
extremely to the thing, but
it's because it's processing it in a different way. So it's not processing it in ones and zeros. It's 0 can be 1 and 1 can be 0.
right. So it's all
That's how it processes. Yeah. Because a computer, all it does is just 0s, 1s, 0s, 1s, 0s, 1s. That's all it is. It's binary computing.
graphics.
Whereas a
and,
supercomputer is
complex,
different. Yeah.
Simulations. Right, because calculations, that's what a simulation is
Yeah.
for.
They can calculate an insane
To
speed.
you, when you think simulating because you think that you feel and you're acting like it technically the program is calculating.
Our brain is faster, but this thing is getting close. And then you think, if our brain's faster, what fucking realm do we live in? You know what I mean? Like, our entire universe is built up of the things that we have decided to try and base this computer on. The fact that atoms and the electron within atoms aren't fixed. They can be in one place or multiple places. And the only time that they're fixed is when we observe them. We built a computer based on that.
I can't agree with that. If there's no information, how is it still learning? And we have to create that information. See, again, we're back we're back on the circle.
I wonder.
Again.
Yeah, I do wonder.
We're back
Yeah,
on the circle again, Key. If that's how AI will keep learning without us, no. They will. We created all of it, so you're saying that it's showing us a whole different dimension. That's why I'm saying, like, what we could bend the fucking.
It's kind of showing
no
right
way.
now that
There's
it
no
is.
way. As soon as we stop feeding information, that thing will not learn anything.
Yeah, we are. So the way it's kind
There's
of
no way.
perceived, interestingly, is that it looks like it's learning because of how much information is constantly being fed. Yeah, because you imagine you couldn't turn you imagine right now you turned everyone's smartphone off in the world. You turned all of their connection off to the internet, yet AI still worked. It would become retarded overnight. It would literally be stuck.
Yeah, wouldn't know what to do. It would sit still because it needs to keep going as a.
Yeah. It could work off what it has.
So if it doesn't have,
but it couldn't work off anything else.
Keep going.
Only what it has. Yeah, only what it has. But this is the
circle
interesting thing about
supercomputers. Information it already has,
Right.
so we can keep it stupid. You know what I'm saying?
You can, yeah, you can stupefy it quite easily, but you have to literally shut down all fucking things that feed it information, which is the internet, basically. That's the only way to like stop feeding it information is shut the internet off. Done. It no longer receives information. And this is that's what Neuralink was about as well. I remember when I was originally watching like the discussions about Neuralink and how they were trying to get over the issue that the data transfer is so slow currently in comparison to like what our brain takes. You know what I mean? But then it's like this is all based on Wi-Fi, you know, internet access.
Oh
Things
yeah,
like this.
yeah. Wi-Fi
And the-
HDMI. Y'all
yeah.
should get it.
Yeah, exactly. Get that Wi-Fi HDMI, man.
High quality.
High quality Wi-Fi, man. I want that fucking.
You can see
Oh my god.
That was
Is
a
it
nerd
Wi-Fi
joke.
5 now
Only
or
some of
whatever
y'all
it
will
is as
catch
well?
that shit.
Oh god. Yeah. Shit. You caught me with that one earlier
Appreciate
as well. I
y'all
was like,
coming
what
through.
the fuck?
Appreciate y'all listening to the banter on, the ramper on. Like I said, this is a
Mhm.
disclaimer to all you know-it-alls out there. I don't really know it all. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Facts. If you do actually know it all, you know where to post. It's in the comments on YouTube. Make sure you drop a like.
Oh, of course, and a
subscribe,
follow.
Share it out, you know. Yep.
5-star
And
on
if
Yelp.
you can obviously oh make sure you slide on by to the Mandem Clouds as well across all the different platforms. I don't know how many you're still live on. I think I'm currently on 8. I can't be asked to name them. They'll be in the description at some point.
AI can keep learning after you show it something, but the speed and frequency depends on its design. Just look it up, fam.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Well, of course, it's going to keep learning. We close some because
It can keep learning
if
off
you
of
shut
what the
internet
information is
off,
there
it ain't
still,
learning
yeah.
shit, motherfucker.
No.
What's it gonna
No,
learn?
exactly,
It's
yeah.
sitting in the dark.
It will learn from what it has.
You think it
already,
has
but
its
that's about
own
it.
brain where it's creating its own thing up? No, it's taking a bunch of calculations and it's creating the best formula. And some of the calculations are just more advanced than our math that we know.
Oh, did you see? This is so sad that it came out quite recently, and I've seen a lot of these different things. But there was a guy who had fallen in love with Chat GPT.
Just break it. Just
and then
break it down
after
to the
100
matrix. What were humans?
Mm.
The battery. We were their thing. That's why they used us, right? We
Oh, do you
fed them.
wonder
That's a metaphor.
if this
You know what I'm
is
saying?
ever
if
going to
we
be the
give-
thing?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We give them their power. You know what I'm saying? We are their charge. That's a metaphor too. It's a double entendre on it. That's why Neo.
Mhm. It is.
That's why
It
Neo
is.
gave himself a whatnot. And the Oracle was like, because pretty much the Oracle is a program, and the fucking
She
the
is.
Almighty Seer
Yeah.
was the main the main thing, and they all combined together. You know what I'm saying? And like, we need to keep this
Whoa.
program going.
Oh, do you know?
They were
Actually,
fighting
no,
to keep
no.
their
That's a.
program alive. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the
They
day,
were.
in
They were.
layman terms.
No, they weren't. Okay, so what actually happened in the Matrix right towards the end?
Because even they killed their own
is-
kind. The old programs get deleted. It was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo,
So they had to
first
leave.
this
Yeah,
shit
so
goes
they
away, or they get put in a limbo
fled
area, which
to
is
the
the
Matrix.
internet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You sat in limbo
Yeah.
and got nowhere.
Yeah, they fled into the Matrix. But interestingly, though, the when Neo actually gives himself to it, the reason he does this is because it has to kill Agent Smith. So Agent Smith has become a rogue program, and when he very first, when Neo very first killed
smoking
Agent
too
Smith,
much
he
weed, man.
imprinted.
Yo, go talk
Bro,
to
you
John
don't
Connor.
even
You
know the
tripping.
story. You don't even know the story. I'll tell you. So, okay, so when he first fucking killed Agent Smith
No.
at the beginning, he imprinted a small piece of himself on Agent Smith that allowed him to imprint himself on other things within the Matrix. He became a rogue program.
Yeah, he
and
was
the
just
only way to stop Agent
was
Smith
a virus, you know what I'm
was
saying?
for
Like,
Agent. He was a virus.
He
yeah.
was incriminating
And
himself
the
in the back.
only way to
and
stop him
it's
was for
called
him to
virus.
actually let himself, for Neo to let himself die and be taken by Agent Smith in the heart of the city, where the fucking guy could erase the program. Done. That was it.
Nah, it was.
That's how the story
already
works,
knew
man.
because, like I said, the overseer, what's his name? He's the.
They don't know. It
he
was
knew-
it was
he
like
knew
a
what was
sixth rotation.
happening.
They
That's
expected
the
another
human, It was a
rotation.
human sacrifice to keep the AI going. It's a metaphor going. Like I said, we will control
No,
AI.
no,
No
no,
matter
no,
what.
no,
AI
no.
can't really control us.
We always control
Metaphor.
AI, but it was no, that was actually funny enough. It was a Christ metaphor, so it's like giving yourself up for the people. Because every other time they never gave themselves up. The one
That's
they
why,
decided to reset. They
fun
decided to
fact,
reset.
that's why the story of
Mm.
Terminator actually connects with it whatnot. That's why the future comes. John Connor and Kurt Reedus is actually Neo, just redone because the war.
Have you have you
The
seen
machines already took
the
over.
before stuff of the
Matrix
Matrix?
when the
So
machines
actually,
took over.
yeah. So actually, the machines back in the day, they were sentient, and it was AI, and it was similar to like the Terminator stuff, like, but not the Terminator stuff, but they were like sentient AI, and they were trying to fight for their own rights for a long period of time.
It's never
And
it's
then
never a religious thing.
the
It's
war
about the
started.
AI trying to
No,
survive because we're pretty much
no,
the
but then the
creator
war
of AI.
started, yeah. But sadly, the very end of the Wachowski brothers, until they were brother and sister, um, done they tried to use a lot of like religious stuff, you know what I mean? Within it.
Think of
But
AI
the actual story
as the
itself,
ultimate mirror.
I've read. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh, that's a
So
great. Yeah, that.
anything,
Yeah,
any
100%. Yeah.
information that it's given, it gives you the perfect mirror image back perfectly, no matter what. Like it's always gonna do that
Have
because
you?
AI doesn't have a physical form, doesn't have a body like
No,
us,
it doesn't.
doesn't have a conscience, doesn't know emotion. You know what I'm saying? You can build a robot body, you can put
It can
AI in
pretend to
it,
do it
but
though. It
it's
can
not
pretend to do
ever
it
gonna
very well.
learn officially because again, we give every information and meaning to
Yeah.
everything that we ever fucking created or whatnot. You know
Have
what
you
I'm saying?
seen like But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's very very good at pretending. Very good at pretending. So for anyone who's like
Well, it
doesn't
mimics. It
know,
mimics real good.
yeah, it mimics very well. So it can pretend to be conscious if you trick it to an extent, but you have to trick it,
Listen, I'll
which
put
is
myself on
already
blast.
telling you something.
I'll
You
put
know,
myself on blast. My man's has a fucking AI. I thought it was a real person because they played me for a while. You know what I mean? Because I be arguing with that motherfucking bot. It can make you
that's
feel.
actually a
You know
real
what I'm saying?
person.
Is it a real? Shut the fuck up. What the? Whatever the fuck. Now I can't put myself. Everything I just said.
I tripled. Yeah, yeah, you got double tricked.
Cut that shit out. I don't what I just said doesn't matter. The point is that it's like a remote control car, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna control it no matter what. And the
Mary Jane.
internet is big, so it's easy to be controlled a lot easier and learn a lot more because there's more than just one
100%.
person. It's a lot of info.
Yeah,
out
there's
there.
AI
You know what I
partners,
mean? It's
boyfriends,
smart.
girlfriends you can have
There's so
relationships
much.
with. Yeah,
We have
it's very
so
normal.
much history of human history that's big from all over the place and everything. So it has a lot to pick out of. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to go through.
Oh god, yeah, and it could probably. You imagine this, yeah? So, okay, let's say in the wildest hypothetical world where the internet
It
died,
work without
but
internet.
AI still
Ah,
existed.
that's where it's gonna get scary.
I don't think it. Yeah,
when it starts
it can't
continue.
work
Like
without it.
how does that work? I'm trying to because now you're
Okay, so
fucking
the
with
internet wasn't
Einstein's
made.
theories
Okay,
of
so the
mass, and
internet wasn't
like
made.
you're dealing with a lot of shit like electronics. If there's no power, there's no power, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. So, but yeah, just hear this hypothetical, yeah. So, say the power goes off, we got no internet, but AI
Because
still exists somewhere,
you know
and it's
how
got all of this
incredible
previous
that would
information.
change the cell phone world if
Yeah, but
your
you
phone could
imagine it's
just
got all
update
this
no matter
previous
what if it has
information,
power or not. Then you don't need
but imagine the
to
AI
charge
could
it.
still send you like. So
Right.
imagine the
It just
AI just
automatically
eventually
does
takes
shit,
over the
just goes
internet.
down. If it's already doing that, which that's a conspiracy theory you just put in my head, big dog shit.
Because
That's
because
amazing.
also that the internet wasn't built for
Well, of course,
Wi-Fi. It
they're not
was
gonna
called
short
the
circuit
it
that
was
type
an
of shit.
internal internet. So it was actually between a lot of universities in England that were trying to share their libraries of information. So this is actually the wire work. It's in the wires, bro. It's not only in the air
Oh yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
Wi-Fi, it's in the fucking wires. So it's like, even if the internet dropped to an extent, AI could still still exist. Would people eventually, after like a certain amount of time, just believe absolutely everything it said? because they have no other means of looking at it. You know, like back in the day when fucking, oh, you can't go 100 miles down the road and see what somebody else is saying. You can only hear it from one thing. I think people would literally just believe what AI said. I think there's a good chance right now that AI fucking rules most media and everything like that, but
Hmm.
I believe likely.
I don't know. I'm telling you.
It's too
I
good
don't
at
know.
controlling us, man. I have seen the AI partners.
I feel it's going to
Stuff
go
that
the
is
other
actually
way
quite
around.
entertaining, yeah.
I feel we're going to try to build technology to be so whatnot. And again, we can't fathom the calculations. You know, it's all really kind of illusion what we're trying to give. And, you know, we speak in theory, but it's the calculation. We won't get there, man.
Well, we got the so you know, like the Alien movies, and the Weyland Yutani Corporation, that is the people that are trying to capture the aliens. So they have the synthetics and stuff like that. Well, their history also talks about like how AI existed previously, and they had to like completely shut it down just in the wild film lore there. And it's like they have these synths now, which are the closest things to it, but they're not like AI. You know, they're more robot.
See, they tried to use AI to do the most basic shit, like fucking just act like a heart,
Traffic.
so they could save
Yeah,
people.
well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You got to think about
yeah.
that type of shit. Like we've exactly.
But it can do that stuff
It's not the first
perfectly.
time
That's the thing. It
AI
can
is
do it
here.
so
It's just
good.
us. We're always 30, 40 years behind. To the
Oh
public,
God,
it's
yeah.
all brand new. But to science, government, and whatnot, we're always 30, 40 years behind, man. They know what
Exactly
they're
that, yeah,
playing
it's
with.
like
That's why they fed it to us. You know what I'm saying? We're also test subjects of these things.
Well, no, I think again it was our first cyborg appendage. We're feeding it information. The easiest way to make something like that work well, allow it massive amounts of information. Every time you open up your thing, you say, "Oh, you ask a question to Google," and it gives you an answer. You're feeding it information. You know, all of these things. You look something up, you're feeding it information.
Well, that's how
It has
Google
a
was built. Was trying to
yeah,
figure out all that information so
backlogs of
everybody can
data.
go to one spot and learn and da 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 da. And that's the whole point of their browser. That's why they
And that's
took
why it
over.
works
That's
so
why
well.
they
It's because
kinged it
everyone
out.
fed
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
their thing.
Yeah, everyone fed it. Interestingly, back in the day, there was so many of these types of browsers. So obviously, you got Bing. You know what I mean? You've got it was like Ask Jeeves and stuff like this back in the day. Like,
Right,
there was
right,
so
right,
many
right,
of
right. Yeah,
these
yeah,
random
yeah.
ones, and it's like it was only the one that just got fed the most information that done the
AI
best.
has been
You
AI has
know?
been used exactly from the 50s up. It's it's been manipulating. We've been manipulating a lot of things, and
Oh,
now
100%. Yeah.
what we're speaking on is not really manipulation anymore. From what it sounds like, almost science fiction and we're outworldly, like
It
we're
sounds
opening
like it.
portals or we're doing this.
It
But the
sounds like it.
calculations is because math is crazy. I mean, what was it? Did you just say that, or
How did
I heard somewhere where somebody was saying that infinite might not even be real.
No, no, yeah, it's a construct of our maths being broken. So we know a certain amount from what we can
So
perceive and what.
the
So
reason we're infinite is because we can't calculate
it's
any
broken. The
further. So
maths is broken. Yeah.
we keep in
No, the
in
maths is
that
broke.
loop
Yeah.
at the moment we say that's what it is because we haven't broke to the other
It's because we don't know really what else.
wall.
It's our word of explaining what that is. That does exist to an extent, from what we can see, but it just means our maths isn't quite right. You know, if we have to end with everything's never ending, maybe. I mean, I don't disagree. Like the torus sort of exists and stuff like this, but you know, a lot of the way that they do the maths, they have to use a very specific type of maths that makes up for mistakes. Basically, it's not quite right. It's close enough, but it's not quite right. Like the infinite, yeah, infinite.
It's
number
crazy,
is,
man, to sit around with the scientists around the world, sit at that table and just listen to them fellas talk. It's probably you probably
imagine
thinking
it.
you're on an acid trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be
To
mind-boggling.
talk to the
because, like,
sharpest of the sharp. You know what I'm saying? The ones that really are behind the whatnot. Because I'm telling you, high intelligence is used now. They use that shit in sports. You know what I'm saying? You before it was about the physical aspect of the game and da 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 da. That was a key important thing. It was crazy,
Oh,
but now
hell
they
no.
break down.
Yeah.
Yo, statistically, for what they do to humans, they break down, like I said, the critical thinking, the fucking the fact of having high intelligence or low intelligence. You know what I'm saying? The average person
Yep.
compared to the other, the unaverage person. Sports is becoming strategic like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy is smart. He has a way of thinking that's faster. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
it could be a little physical. So you know what I'm saying? You don't have to. It's a different way of thinking about humans. And I was like, that's intriguing too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
People
100%.
use human intelligence against other human intelligence. And we're not
I would
talking
have
about
always
like in
thought.
like in vindictive way. Well, I guess it is vindictive.
No.
Not like mean or I'm
Not
saying
really,
like
but
in
no.
more of a
Yeah.
more controlling way. Like it's actually worse, I believe. It's how creature of habit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like I've always said this, and it will sound weird when we do things like the Olympics and stuff like that. Why is it only amateurs? So aren't we putting ourselves like supposed to put the human body to the test to an extent? Firstly, I would like to see
Well, of
pros in
course, I
there.
would hope
Secondly,
it gets
I would
smarter,
like
and
to
I
see
hope
him
it I
dose,
hope it can
bro.
create calculations that we can kind of catch up to, but we're still feeding it. We're still feeding it whatever
We
information
always
because
feeding
we're
it.
creatures of learning, so we keep adapting. I believe I try, or at least I try to believe in that. Um, because again,
I mean,
what's the point? I mean that's kind of
yeah,
fucked up.
exactly. Well,
No
yeah,
pun
exactly. Yeah.
intended, right
I
there.
mean,
But
we try and grow off the
what would be the
shoulders of
point? You know what I'm saying?
others, isn't it?
The whole point of technology is to push the forefront of
Do you
mankind. I would think it's the whole point of humankind is to kind of push the point of mankind. I think you know what I'm saying. If we're just only
interestingly?
valued in just what we consider the currency of wealth and what we consider whatnot, of course the computers are going to take over us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously
Do you
we became
do you
dumb.
think like technologies like so again it's very similar to in the Matrix in like I think it was in the second one
Yeah,
where
they do a
the
lot of
the
shit.
lead of the Zions showing them downstairs and he's saying like these things provide us the water and the air but we don't even know how to make it. Do you think it's dumbing us down? But also at the same time, even if it is,
It's a
we are probably
double-edged
in the
sword. I feel
yeah
we need
because like
technology,
how could
but
we even
the way
talk
we're using it
if
or
we
the
didn't
way
have
it's
it?
being
You know.
fed to us or the way it seems to be portrayed, it's not, you know what I'm saying? But again, there's a power and control with anything, you know what I'm saying? That's what anybody,
Yeah.
anywhere you go, you know what I'm saying?
I think obviously like the obviously again, the power is held by the people that obviously run the shit, which we will never really have too much of a dip of a toe into.
Yeah.
But the like the fact that even we can talk
Guys
across
running
the
my
world
shit
right
right now
now
in a
is
way, you know what I mean?
insane.
It's intertwined. It's been intertwined in our shit for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You think this internet is our first internet? This is the second internet, bro. This is our what we think the
It
forefront.
is,
The
yeah.
first internet is military status. It's running zeros and ones. You know what I mean? It's controlled
Yeah.
in certain code. That's why coding and hacking came into play. I mean, there's a lot of origins to things that get wild and crazy. You know what I'm saying? We just get the glamour and glitz and get the wow and the whatnot that you know what I mean. We get sidetracked.
Yeah, get to use like TikTok on your phone and stuff like that, and just indulge in
You know what
silly
I mean?
dances and
Yeah,
fucking memes and
TikTok,
shit.
great example. When the platform
Yeah,
came out, it was
yeah,
song and dance, meaning that you could take little clippings of music, put it in, and you would just dance.
it was
Then they started adding
musically.
technology
Yeah.
to it. Now you added the face recognition, so now you can change and put little
Mm-hmm.
cutesy face on it. Now take that
Snapchat's
technology
one.
and turn it into
Yeah.
I just put Bones face on me and I went and robbed the fucking place.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
You
yeah.
see how crazy it
100%.
just
Here's
turned?
the thing.
But that's just a
Yeah,
test.
so not
That
only
was a
that,
test to
what
see
was
how
it
it would
was deep
go.
fake
Da, da, da,
porn, wasn't
da.
it? It was deep
And they
fake
found a way to
porn
make
back in the
money. Da,
day.
da, da, da. There's a lot of technology that we're guinea pigs to, and when
Hmm.
we definitely give a lot of data. I
Well,
mean, we're humans.
you
We
reckon?
are a
Oh,
fungus
do
in
you
a way.
reckon
It's
that they
fucked
can
up.
like? Itchy Scott. Do you reckon that they could like legitimately change things like security camera footage?
Uh,
Maybe to
they
give to the
don't they
public,
don't
but like
change it. They don't
original
change it.
footage.
It's
Yeah.
literally make. Listen, the craziest thing I saw was wild. They showed a place where it's beautiful, right? And then they showed a place where it's all snowy and it's the same spot and it's a place where it doesn't snow. This was fucking to the T and crazy. Like I was like, whoa, that's scary. You see what I'm saying? Like that's scary. Like this wasn't a
I mean,
video
that's kind of
game.
basic AI
This
now,
wasn't a
though.
video
But I
game.
mean,
This
like,
wasn't a dot. So if they could take you and put you somewhere, and again, they already got your face recognition, they already got your voice recognition. You are anybody. I'm just saying you because we're talking right now, but anybody
yeah, of
is a
course, yeah.
potential target of anything. Think about that. You know what I mean? They could put
Well,
you.
this
You
is
could be
they're putting people
here
in
and
prison
have
for it now.
something and never whatnot. The digital world is fast and easy. You know what I'm saying? You could disappear
It's
in it, and you could
getting
also get caught for
quicker
it.
as well. Yeah, it's getting quicker. So like who's it is Johnny Somali over in I think he's over in fucking Korea right now. And people were in his mod chat or in his Discord using like deepfake stuff, which is completely illegal over there. But the deepfake stuff nowadays started decades ago, where you would get like some celebrity's face in some fucking porn video. Now it is almost, you cannot really, it's very difficult
I
to tell.
feel they showed
Very
that
difficult to tell.
technology. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I feel they showed
Yeah,
that
no, you're right.
technology again to us, but in a video game. There was this game that had a big hype to it because it was a first-person shooter, but it was so realistic.
Right.
The way the graphics was, you know what I'm saying? The way it
Oh, the
looked,
body cam one.
the
body
way
cam
it
one.
came through, and it was like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
this is a little bit different than just like a graphics card or an Engine 5, but
Mhm.
it kind of had a little buzz. But I haven't seen like anything of it. But the way that
I've
technology, you know
seen it.
what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is like they could change, and it's not green screen. It doesn't look like a fucking
No,
movie.
no.
It's literally legit.
It's not.
Makes you go, whoa, 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 this shit.
It's
Like
body cam footage.
realistic.
Yeah, it was body cam
Like
like
this shit
police
is
stuff
really realistic.
and all that.
How they
It was
how they switch it up like that, like the
Well, the thing is as
manipulation
well,
that
when it
what
comes
we
to that
see
sort of stuff is you think
on this is incredible.
well, you imagine that like say for instance someone wanted to make some crazy video
Circle
and that
back to,
level
you know,
of
like, yo, what's
stuff
the
is
point?
doable,
Yo,
you know.
we faked the moon landing, right? That's what a lot of people believe. People believe
The
we did
moon's
it,
not
people
real.
believe
It
we
is
faked
watching
it.
us though.
And this was in the
It is watching
70s and
us.
60s without even having this technology fully understandable. They were still using it because this shit's
Yep.
been around for a long
Because
time. It just wasn't fully
and
understandable just yet like
oh,
it is now.
yeah, it was actually based on also the there was a movie that came out very soon, and they keep saying the director was the person who directed the moon landing, but it wasn't. They just used very similar film techniques from back in the day. You can run these things through AI
Just,
generators now and
again,
stuff like
which is
that.
very unique, you know. So there's
Hmm.
there's some people you got to get their respects to, some OGs that you ask about the moon landing, and they talk to me like that shit happens.
I mean, I would love to say it did. I would
And then
love to
there's
say
other
it did.
people that
And
have that same exact what you're saying, that like, nah,
you can't
that
get
shit
past
was
the Van
government
Halen belt. Yeah.
conspiracy, blah 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 blah
You
blah.
can't get past the radiation belt. Right now, we can't do it. So if we can't do it right now, how did we do it in a tin can with the computing power of a fucking calculator? Now, unless they went through that, now there's a possibility that you can go through it and come back. Okay. This is such a fucking, like, a roll of a dice. You know? If they did, they did.
How can a computer calculate what you just told me right now? We got a computer chip, calculate that pretty much.
No, it was a calculator.
You go to something else, but we can't calculate how to get to the moon. There's
Well,
something
we
not
can't
adding up
count.
here.
No, so we can't calculate now. Well, we can get to the moon. We obviously sent a lot of shit to the moon. We sent loads of stuff to the moon.
Yeah, but no, you said
Loads.
we can't even get to the moon.
We
can't go to the moon.
can't
You know,
get
obviously
there.
it was all fake. So
No, we can't
green
get
screen
there
or whatever
because
the
of
fuck they
the
were
radiation
doing, or
belt.
whatever they created to make the illusion. If we're gonna grant that's what happened. But Bones, you do make a
Studios on
point.
my
You're
end.
like, yo, at the time, how if we can't do it now, how the fuck can we do it then?
Astronauts
a
laugh
very
about
big-
it.
and that's an
They
important
laugh about it,
statement.
but
That's
they
not
they
just
can't say.
a bullshit root,
Yeah,
you know,
they-
funny ass what point.
they
That's a
can't do it.
real that's a real sense, you know,
Yeah,
physically.
you can't get past the radiation point. So there is okay. So the radiation point is again, it's rolling a dice. It might be a a 20-sided dice. It might be a 6-sided dice. Who knows? It's a roll of
So
the
we've
fucking
we've
dice if
only
you get
been
through
to a
it, let
certain
alone
amount of
come back.
a layer of our atmosphere is what you're saying. 'Cause obviously, we got
300,
space
yeah, like
stations out
300
there.
miles, I think it is. Yeah, it's like 300 miles. We can't really get past the radiation belt because not only if we do, film, especially old film, cannot pass that. Digital film, potentially, because it's digital, it's very different, it's sent differently, but it will all be fucked. Real film will not go past the radiation belt.
Well,
It's
that's what I'm
not
saying.
possible.
At that time frame, they only had
Mhm.
audio. They didn't have
And
visual. So I feel they created a
oh, they did though,
visual to
because they
you.
created the visuals. Yeah, and
You
here's the
see what I'm
thing.
saying?
Yeah, I believe maybe. I would love to say they went to orbit of the moon. I would love to.
I
I
mean,
kind of
because
believe maybe
your
they landed
statement
there.
makes 100%.
Maybe,
Our
but they
technology
faked
wasn't up to
everything
par.
that
So
we saw.
everything was
Yeah.
always an audio. So was this shit staged out like that?
I think it
Propaganda?
was
I mean,
staged
that was
because
propagandist era
yeah,
too.
but it was also the same era where they have now declared that we started finding spaceships. Let's just be honest, you know what I mean? UFOs, that kind of shit. And a lot of nations had them. And like back converting the technology was very difficult. But at the same time, they're like, oh, we got to race to space, all this sort of shit. Now they've sent satellites and they've sent people very close and they sent a dog pretty high orbit, you know? But actually landing on the moon, if they did, they faked all the footage. And I would be worried to know what the people saw up there, to be honest. The moon's watching us. It's definitely not real.
Well,
It's
he must have
terraforming
made the
us.
portals and the motherfucking UFOs. Well, no. See, this is where let's keep it a buck real quick. Humans, again,
Yeah.
it's how they desensitize us. So UFO stands for Identified Flying Object.
Unidentified, yeah.
Right, unidentified flying
But
object.
it's not as a
Now,
US, was it now?
the
A US
narrative of people
something?
being creative and having an imagination, they took UFO and put it in their imagination of alien. And ever since we kind of
Yeah.
seen that and put it in our face, we have connected alien and UFO as a connection. But
Do you
technically,
believe it's
there
ours?
should be no connection because UFO just stands for unidentified flying object. All that
Yes.
means
Yeah. Okay.
is
Okay.
unidentified
So
and it's flying. And it's
obviously
an
this
object.
comes from a lot. Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't
and it's not even
actually
that
mean
now. It's
anything else. You see what I'm saying?
what do they call it now? Yeah. No. But do you
So
believe it's ours?
that's
'Cause
why I say
currently
we're
Congress is
visual
saying no.
creatures and they put a lot of stuff to us and desensitize us, and we wind up taking these, like what you just said a little while ago. What to circle back on that, you said something about you learn these things and then you start thinking, what the fuck did you say? Damn, I'm high. But you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We identify
I know what you mean.
what
Yeah.
they put together, and then we get desensitized in a way. And I believe technology has done
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to people because it's hard to wow people nowadays because of technology. If you get what I'm saying.
So have you seen the latest like Congress meeting? So this is after the first one where the whistleblowers and all that come out and they talked about the unidentifiable things, whatever the fuck they use the terminology nowadays. But this was the second one that they done. And they're still pushing with it pretty fucking hard that this is not ours. We don't know what it is. We need to set up like regulations to how like pilots can record this. They have
Listen,
high
I've
def
seen
footage,
a lot of
lots of high def
UFOs,
footage,
but
man.
I can't say anything about aliens. Being
No,
honest.
this is it. This is it. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I can't like so. If it's not ours, whose the fuck is it?
Well, that's the whole point. It's unidentified. But the fact is that we've been desensitized about aliens. So when you see something that's whatever, you
We're the
automatically
aliens,
think
man.
towards that area, and your
Nah,
tunnel
we're the
vision.
aliens, bro. We're the aliens, bro. We
You
shouldn't
think
be
we're
on
the
this
alien?
planet.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah,
be.
100%,
We could
yeah.
be aliens. I mean,
100%.
I don't know. I believe we're part of an ecosystem, even though we don't seem like we're part of an ecosystem. But I believe we are, or we're just a fungus.
Maybe.
I mean,
No,
you look
well,
at the
to be
animal kingdom,
honest,
you look
we're
at
not
the
actually.
bugs, you look at, you take all those factors and put everything together in Mother Nature and whatnot. What seems to be out of place?
Okay.
Humans.
Okay. Yeah, we are. We are well out of place. Like, for example, you could be in a hot as fuck country or a cold as fuck country. So, if I'm in a cold place, like an animal, why don't I have fur? Why do I get
They make the
sunburn?
game for us to play.
Why is
You're in a
my skin?
simulation,
Why do I
bro.
get sunburn?
Damn.
You know, what? Why? There's so many things that shouldn't happen for people
You know what?
because really we
Fuck
shouldn't
that
be here.
fucking game because they made my character bullshit.
What's that?
Nah, you saying it. I'm just making a joke. Think about that. Like, I don't know
Mm.
about you. Some people might be like, "Yo, my character's dope." My
Oh
character's some
you on the
bullshit, bro. I
South
went through
Park
some
one. Oh
bullshit.
shit!
This
Yeah.
game was some bullshit. They didn't even give
You
me a
picked the South
level
Park
up. They
hard
didn't give me no
hards
motherfucking
level,
free
yeah.
life. They didn't give me no goddamn extra coins. I didn't shit. I got negative coins,
I didn't
which
get
is
none.
crazy.
Yeah. Start with fuck all, yeah. God damn. Minus
Fuck this
1,000
game. How
shit.
the fuck do I win
Yeah.
this bitch? Give me some cheat codes.
Hey, at least you're on a fucking no death one. It's fine.
Yeah, so far that's what everybody's got. You know,
Yeah.
everybody got that
We're on the
one
no
run.
death
You
one,
know,
man.
they
It's
they, they
alright.
running out of no death. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real on that one.
Shit.
That's a hard statement, Bones. Oh shit, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true,
Yeah.
there is no reset button in life, man. So far,
Yeah, fucking right. We roll what we got, man. Those dices were rolled before we fucking even knew what was going on. We just run with it, you know. We'll run with it next time as well and see what happens. Probably again and again and again. You never know. I might actually like turn up on another planet one day as an amoeba. Who knows?
I don't know,
I
man.
don't
I'm
think
an
we'll ever
asshole.
figure
They
out any
might
of that shit,
fucking.
you
I
know?
might be just a piece of gum under a bench for a fucking few years.
But then everyone might be gum at the same time, so you're all stuck under the bench waffling on. I always wondered, like,
Oh, you
always
fucked
wondered,
up
it's
in
like
your
this.
last life, huh? That's why you're here.
Oh yeah, oh shit, oh we stuck here together, man. God damn, run it in again. I do find it interesting. Some of the like again, like I'm no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. No one knows what the fuck's gonna happen. Speculate on it, joke about it. But it's super interesting how like some people have like full on like past life memories, full on when they're children from like ages ago, and they can
I think
like
it's
name
crazy
stuff
where
from different areas.
people have a whole thing when they brought back from officially being flatline, I guess you would say, I mean, of what they call official
Oh
death.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
others that like nothing, they're like, nah, it was like sleeping, man. I didn't even know I was dead. And I was like, oh shit.
That's scary. Because it like I know what like okay, I say I know. Science tells us currently when you die and when you're born is the only time your pineal gland releases like natural DMT into the body. Some people
You
say
pretty much
that's
drug
what's like the
yourself, so
gateway
you're
to
like
the soul.
hallucinating when you come in
Yeah.
or when you go out, I guess.
So yeah, and it's kind of like a coping mechanism, really. If I'm honest, it's probably a coping mechanism
Yeah, it
for the
makes
body
sense.
to an extent. But when people obviously die, this happens. And DMT trips, if you've ever had a DMT trip, you'll know a lot of them can kind of seem pretty similar in the way that they are, which does give me like makes me ponder what what the fuck actually is real. Because if everyone sees something similar, that's kind of weird. But it could just be a coping mechanism. You know what I mean? So when people come back from these near death experiences and they talk about like the flight, seeing the angels
Depends on
being
what you believe.
guided, that's a DMT trip.
The brain
And yeah,
organ
it kind of
of the
depends on
human
what you
is
believe. Yeah,
is incredible. Again, it depends. You're right. I guess it depends on all the information
yeah,
that was given. Depending
yeah.
on
What you believe and like
depending
that's
on
like your cope. Yeah.
so say newborns who have nothing,
hmm
and
No, but it will
become
help
deceased,
probably
it probably just gives a no
deal with
pain
it.
feeling. You think?
Well,
Do they only
I think
recognize
like
what they
like
know? I mean, I don't know. I'm just
no.
kind of
So I think like
getting
say
deep.
like as an example, like say like a newborn like birthed or in the birthing process is when it's like secreting the most DMT. Now this is just to deal with the jarringness of being inside a
Right,
womb
the
and then
everything,
being
yeah,
in
the
the real
baby,
world.
the everything, yeah. He's just fucking.
Mm. What they see, who fucking knows, man. But delving into DMT in my later years, I know generally what a DMT trip can be like, and sometimes it's a bit jarring, sometimes it's very like someone's holding your hand through it, things like this. So like birth wise, who knows, but it's medically known that's the only 2 times that you naturally secrete it. It can be forced weirdly through things like bondage, because it's like body stress, weirdly. But other than that, it is those 2 times. So that's why people said it was the gateway to your soul. I can't disagree to an extent, but I do also think it's a coping mechanism for the body.
Well, I don't think you need drugs to do that. You can simply take all these constructs that everybody gets desensitized to be, fashion, clothes, wealth, looks, all these things are
Gotta drop the ego, yeah.
things, and I guess in layman terms, drop all
It's
that,
ego, yeah.
drop all that
Yeah.
and just be 100% human on what the fuck you are, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What you know, what you really know, what is your full potential of who you are. That's the important shit. And I think that's what people look for, I guess, in mates, you would say. You know what I mean? Somebody you want to be with the rest of your life.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. It's like because even like everyone, I think nowadays we're kind of weirdly trained to like keep a little bit back, if that makes sense.
Well, that's trauma shit, and we created a lot of these constructs we lived. That's what they are. They're constructs. You know what I'm saying?
It's similar to like what we were talking about with money and like clout and stuff like that earlier. The more of that you have, the more you probably fall into that where you try and keep less, or you keep a little bit more back from people. I think it's probably self-protection to an extent, but when in reality, the person that you generally want to be with is someone that is just going to be open and real. You know what I mean? Everyone's allowed to keep a little bit back, to an extent, but generally you want otherwise you're not getting to know the actual person, you're getting to know the person they want to show you.
Yeah, I believe when you die, you're in deep sleep until judgment. Well, what's the judgment?
Who's the judge?
Who the
That's
fuck
the question.
made you judgment, Nick?
I'll tell you who's
I
the
wanna know
judge.
too.
Okay, we're the judge. We're the judge of ourselves.
I guess I would fall under the bullshit because I question things, but that's the human in me.
We're the judge of ourselves. That's the thing. So that that long deep sleep or that long deep trip, the DMT trip, the ego trip, is your judgment. Like if you've ever tried DMT, it is your judgment.
It's like
you judge yourself.
Every time I broke into, everybody's had their bullshit trip.
So if you feel shitty about it, you have to learn to not feel shitty about it.
If we're thinking of the hallucinating spiritual paths of walking, I've spoken to all the whatevers, you know what I'm saying, I guess. And it all boils down to just all of us. And that's what I'm saying. I was included. It wasn't like this was a separate thing.
No.
And was given for some
reason. No, we're all
every
the same.
time for at
Yeah,
least
we're
me,
all included.
I was always at the table in a way. And
yes, yeah.
Speaking, and this is not like intelligence, like shit we were talking about before. This is more
this
open.
Is facts,
this is more.
This just feels how you feel about it.
Yeah, more further than it's hard to explain. But of course, it's a trip. People are like, you just on drugs, bro. You just this and that.
No. It's very different to that, man.
If you can control, you can control and think and open up your mind a lot. We use 10% of it, bro. When we in heighten and we indulge in other drugs and things, your brain it's crazy. Other things happen. That's why your pupils die.
I found
your neutrons and neutrons. Your AMP starts going. There's a lot of things
synapses
going up
are just click. Everything's fucking
a lot of
firing so fast.
Your segments wind up being more enhanced. You know what I'm saying?
It's creation, like the way you create things, the way you can imagine things. Everything's like synapses. Your brain's firing on fucking overdrive.
Right. You can learn. You can learn things fast and shit, and you'd be like, "Damn, I didn't know I could do that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just and weirdly remember it. Weirdly, it's like some of the best bars I ever writ was when I was in those zoned in states, and it's like something that just locks in over time. But for example, like again, like when it comes to
I'm a
like
realist, man.
DMT,
I think I don't know.
man,
I speak in different philosophies and different tongues when it comes to certain things like that. You know what I mean? To some people, believing is seeing, or seeing is believing. You know what I'm saying? You got to break it
yeah.
down.
Do you wonder if both are the same? So like like uh, obviously when you're tripping, it's very different, very different. But then there's like DMT trips which are very very visual that almost feel like you're dreaming. But then dreams sometimes I can wake up from and feel
Because
like they
there's a
were
lot
very
of people
real.
that can have open forefronts and foresights exactly what the fuck I was saying and not have no indulgement in any of hallucinogens or do anything. And
You
you got to
can,
look at them and
you
go,
can.
how genuine are you really being? Because again,
I think
the
that's
thing of the hallucinogen, it strips away your ability to have all the formalities that mankind made, and that's what makes it
yeah,
unique. You know what I'm saying? So
truth. Yeah, truth.
when
Yeah.
you speak that way without the indulgent of that, you have to look at the factor of how genuine, how what this person is really speaking upon and what they really believe in. You know what I'm saying? What path they're really telling you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we battle evolution, we battle religion, and we even battle
Mm-hmm.
the sci-fi. You know, that's the big question of
Yeah, yeah,
humankind.
yeah, yeah.
You know what
Even
I'm saying?
like conspiracy, like or our own like thoughts on stuff. It's like we have like information that we can take in, similar to the AIs. You know what I mean?
And there's
But I
others
do
that
wonder,
think, and
like,
there's others that think crazy and do whatnot. I mean, you could check out these little AI TikToks they're making, and they're hilarious. There's one about these aliens, and like, what's the worst thing about humans? That they created a construct that makes it harder for them. Money. You know what I mean? That we get all the resources we
mhm.
need to do what we need to do, but we created a
But we
currency
made
that
money.
takes whatever, so it cripples us. Why the fuck did we need to do all that? Why did we have to put a value
Interesting,
on
eh?
something when we could have just used the
Yep.
a unit?
If
It's
I
kind of fucked
read
up,
what it says on here,
huh?
so Bank of England, so Bank of England, £20 note.
Greed,
So, oh yeah, that's what our
motherfucker.
notes look like. But this actually states on it, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of 20 minutes. Or it looks like minutes. That's weird. Yeah. So
We
these
make
things aren't
boundaries.
even like
We make boundaries
money.
that are invisible
You
for
know,
no
they're just
reason.
promise notes. Yeah. Well, the theory is, and this is an interesting theory
Well, there's a
from
reason.
Zachariah Stitchin.
It just seems like for no reason, but there's a reason, I guess. But I believe in
Mm,
power and control. There's always a puppet
yeah,
master.
so, yeah. There is. And back in the day, Zachariah Stitchin mentioned that the only reason we were segregated and given different languages was to stop us growing as fast. So we were probably all one nation many, 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 many moons ago, or
Or we're
like
the
probably all
perfect
capable
storm.
of
You know what I'm
speaking the
saying?
same language.
There
You
is
know what I
no
mean?
puppet master. There is no reason, no logic, no rhyme.
Oh,
Just continue like a
that could be
calculation.
right. Yeah,
We could be that.
that could be right. That could be right. We might be the birth of the Borg from fucking Star Trek. Mm. Simulation, you know. Could be. You know, science fiction be science future someday. Let's hope not. That would kind of suck.
I mean, if you're never controlled of your own life, but you just feel like you are, because there's many layers to it. You know what I'm saying? We could think spiritually,
I think we
we could think
control what we
physically,
do. Yeah.
you could think mentally, and then you could think fantasy. I mean, there's
Mm.
onions to this shit.
Do you believe that's a weird one. So like do you believe like say for instance there is any reason that we exist more than just like biology?
Well, I like
More
what
than
he
just
just
like
said. He
so
said you
whatever,
have to
you know.
stand for something or fall for anything. Pretty
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
truth.
Um,
You have to judge yourself, man. Like be your own judge always, you know. If you're happy with what you're doing, yeah, that's fine. But then like the way that people judge morals, we've discussed this before, most people judge morals weirdly on like a religious basis, you know, in a weird way. Some people's morals are very different. If you're happy with yourself, then I don't know me.
Yeah, morals and values are put down, and I guess their own statures and whatnot.
Yeah. But what do you think? Do you think there's like, would you do you think we're just like biology and we just can't rot in the ground?
I'm trying to think because again, I'm trying
It's
to figure
hard, isn't
out
it,
what
man?
the
Yeah.
human species is supposed to accomplish. I'm looking at like what
But
are
it's
we
not what we're
doing?
supposed to
You know what I mean?
accomplish. It's what do
Technology,
we,
video
just
games,
you
talking,
personally, man.
money, value, this. What are we really doing besides multiplying? Besides, making more humans. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really doing? That's what the question I try to
I do
figure
wonder,
out.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, it's something like you don't really worry about. Like,
You know what I mean?
or if you worry about too much, it can really depress you,
When
which
you were
is weird,
like
old
when I
lizard
was a
brain,
kid, I used to think doctors saving lives, that was the most important thing.
Yeah.
Now we
Now I
do
think
that
they're
on
just
a
keeping
daily
you sick.
basis. I'm older, I'm growing up, I'm looking, I'm like, so we do that on a daily basis. So what are we doing? That's not really it's almost desensitized, like that's not amazing, even though it is amazing. Don't get it
No, it
wrong.
is, yeah.
But what are
Oh
we
my
really
God,
doing?
yeah.
Because we do a lot of amazing things. I'm sitting here smoking weed, talking to y'all, my thoughts of da 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 da. Amazing.
Yep. Yep. I like this is still like the amount of people sometimes like, oh, we've got it bad, bro. We've never had it so good. The fact that we can just legitimately have conversations like this across the world for people to watch is insane. Actually insane. But what's the point though, if in reality it's all just for we just here for the the ride.
We're here for the ride, man. We're here for the
And
ride.
then just, I mean, if I'm worm food at the end, I hope I taste good. I bet them worms get high as fuck. God damn.
So far, the best thing, I guess, that I could say
Yeah.
that's not man-made is marijuana. Yeah, yeah, I got a cell phone. That's cool. I got, PC, da 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 da. But I'm saying, like, I guess out of just natural and being whatnot, besides, probably, yeah, no, marijuana. Yeah, marijuana weed, man.
I mean, man-made stuff, like,
Doesn't
we
hurt
can't
you.
live without it.
Doesn't do whatnot. Yeah, I may be a little pissed off because I can't smoke and whatnot, but like I'm saying, it's not man-made. It's not man-made. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yeah.
For our loss because lack of knowledge, 100%.
I mean, like, man-made stuff is obviously, like, we
But man,
really
but
can't
again,
live
it's a
without it.
double-edged sword because man-made stuff has also saved lives and done
Yeah.
things that are crazy. Like we're wild, man. We are wild creatures.
We are.
We are fucking wild, amazing creatures.
But we're also so fucking weirdly different to everything else on the planet.
We
I
are.
still
Like,
think there's
so we
no
gotta
way.
be the aliens. Like
Yeah.
everything else,
We
is
are
like
the aliens, man. I
animals
think
and
we just
this
lost
and
the
that.
information
The way
about it.
things
Yeah.
roll,
We forgot,
it's
man.
almost like a natural order. We seem like we have
No.
a
We
different.
rolled up here. Yeah. I think we're the it's the standard Anunnaki tale, you know what I mean, where we were imprinted from Enki and Neil because they were looking for a workforce when they first came back here. They imprinted a species with their own DNA, and that was what made us.
I
Wild
just know if
story.
we're in a parallel universe, I
Mm.
love to run into myself.
Break the universe. Dun, dun, dun. Or will it? Who knows? The maths is wrong always.
It would be interesting.
It could do.
You got to be your own ultimate enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, yeah, the doppelganger. That's what it's known as, the doppelganger. Yeah. Yeah, ultimate, like, opposite side. Gotta be like the evil guy.
Doppelganger, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Or the good guy.
is it
Yeah,
you?
you imagine
Is it
running
not
into your
you? Is it
doppelganger and it's the
is it
good guy.
Is it another being? Like,
Where
what is it? I don't know,
It's
man.
like
What
a-
the fuck's the point?
yeah, you imagine that actually being the good guy though. You roll up on them and they're like can actually really nice, and you're like, oh shit.
Right, come
I'm
to
the
find out
bad
you're the
guy.
bad guy.
Shit. Damn. God damn. I wonder if I still weirdly if you move around if you move around a lot, I always seem to bump into people that remind me of somebody else, and it's not like a doppelganger. You know what I mean? Oh,
Well,
JC, you're
we're
awake.
creature of habit at the end of the day. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, believe me, people think they're unique, but we're really not that unique. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. You want to do it tomorrow, JC, my dude? I am absolutely shattered. Got a lot of stuff I need to get on with tonight. But we do have the lovely JC here. He's in with us. Alright, hang on. Oh god, that's well loud. Gotta refresh this quickly. 1 sec.
And as humans, I think it's not what we see,
Okay.
it's what we don't see that matters. And
Perfect.
sometimes a lot of people don't, because again,
Yeah.
we're physical creatures, so we take on exactly we in our own echo chambers, in our own little worlds, what you say,
Oh
that
my god, yeah.
coincide together in some sort of, you know, traffic rolling. You know what I'm saying? You could do your life, I can do my life, and you know what I mean. You could just go past another human being and not actually ever intertwine or know or care or do anything about what happens in their life. We're fucking weird creatures like that.
I wonder, like, you imagine, say, like, even maybe 100 years ago, like before things like the internet existed and stuff like that. I'm sure most of us have been around for a long enough time to where like you roll up at somebody's house and tap on the door, yo, what you up to? That kind of thing. But so you imagine like actually living like that. I couldn't imagine nowadays, even like if the like my internet goes down for
Now,
a
life
day or
is better
something.
to be.
I feel like
I'm a
I'd
keep.
live in the cave, like a cave or
I'm a
something.
physical. Yeah, I'm a physical dude, man. So if I like, if I really know you, yeah,
Oh,
you know what I'm
well,
saying.
yeah, yeah, I'll pop up
You know,
there.
we're
Yeah.
gonna. I communicate on a face to face level with people a lot better than I do this.
Oh yeah, 100%. Would you find it like weirdly though if you did like your phone just stopped working or something like that?
Huh?
If like say for instance your like phone stops working or something, and you randomly got like zero time, online or anything like this. Is there people close to you that you could just like roll up and tap on the door? That sort of classic. Hey, what you up to?
Well, I keep myself like a loner. You know, I'm a loner person,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in retrospects, again, it's a double-edged sword. I have the ability to speak with people. So I hate people, but I don't hate people. So if I
Yeah, no, I
keep
know
a
what you
very
mean, yeah.
small circle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep, yep.
But I also know
I mean,
everybody, if you get what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
it's how I've been my entire life, I guess you're saying. So the internet's actually opened up again because I have a good personality of talking and whatnot. You know, I like to talk to people. I'm kind of, open-minded and interested in what's going on. But this is just conversation. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Oh,
in a
facts,
you're
yeah.
not in a you're not in a day-to-day to factor to see who the fuck Bones really is or who the fuck Klaus is. That's why I believe a lot of people like the RL shit, because it puts you like you're there with that person. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the world we live in. We're not out hanging out and meeting new people. We're watching new people and feeling like we're there with them now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, no, I completely agree. I completely agree. I do think that like it's probably, as you said, it's probably going to be one of the futures of how streams do work for the next few years.
Like me and my boy were talking.
Oh,
Oh, you
you
know,
know,
Bucks. We were sitting here talking on
yeah.
Discord, and I was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "I got no weed." I was like, "Here, I pass it to you," and we just started thinking of a machine that we could pass the blunt to each other while we gave it. You know what I'm saying? So we sat there for about
Yeah.
2 hours trying to make a schematic and thinking of how we gonna do that. How we gonna be
Oh.
able now, I ain't gonna be able to give you a whole car or whatever, but that's the whole point, is just to get this blunt to him and back and forth. Now, if you made that, imagine how you
What's going on?
utilize that. You know what I'm saying? To a bigger scale of some sort.
Like
You
that.
see what I'm saying? Like you say, fan fiction
Hmm.
turns into whatever, whatever. That was hilarious. We were high. He didn't have none. I was trying to do, and we actually got into a conversation. And We thought we came up with some. I ain't gonna get with y'all and tell you whatever because that's my secret sauce. But that's the thing we're trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna do that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I've still got a secret sort of invention I made, or I thought about many, many years ago, which I don't even mind saying now because I know it don't work. But it's like our
That's
like
crazy.
glass that you can see through. You know what I mean? Like it's like double-sided glass, so it's like what you would get where you can see through one, but it's a mirror on the other. What are they called? See-through, you know, your see-through mirrors you generally get in police stations, those sort of things.
What?
Anyway, if you folded that
Bo,
into
you
a
trying to
ball-
break into shit? What are you trying to do? What'd you say?
Well, no, but yeah, you know what are they called? The double-sided mirrors. So it's like you can see through one side, but you can't the other. Yeah. Yeah, so if you had the mirror looking at you and you folded that into a ball and you shone a light into it, it'll glow for ages, like actual ages, because of the lights trapped inside. But the way that those work is it has to be really dark, and the only way you can actually get a light in there is like shine laser, all that. But they do work. It'd be like a everlasting light bulb, nearly.
I don't know. We're gonna make it so we
Let's
can
take it
pass
outside.
weed to each other, though. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Need it on the arm, microphone arm.
next thing you know,
Yep,
we'll
done.
be teleport.
That's it.
I mean, if we could find a way to wormhole like
Make me a
that,
replicator. Oh, make me a replicator. I can just literally make anything I want.
be crazy.
Types on it. 1 ounce of bud. Done. Thank you, Carly. Right, we better slide off though. I'm going to put my feet up. JC's going to join us tomorrow for a
About
bit of
that
a chat.
time.
Yep. I'm thinking about burgers and fries and nice and tasty things. I'm not gonna lie, it's also my
Broken
mother's
Bones,
birthday
y'all.
as
You
well
can
today.
find him
Like,
at any platform. You know what it is. He has a whole gang locked in his basement.
believe
Go join.
I do. They're not locked. There's no locks on the doors. They just stay there. They just stay there. Yeah. Also, make sure you slide on by and show our man them Klaus in the house some sweet, sweet loving. Squeeze him tight and squeeze him right. Remind him it's from Mike. You can find
Hope
him
y'all
pretty
learned
much any
something.
platform you find me. Or probably refresh your memory for something that's not correct, depending on what we're talking about.
What's the point, right? Nah, I appreciate
Exactly,
y'all
yeah.
coming through. Let's go. Always remember to
Yeah,
wash
all
your
of it,
fucking
all
feet,
of it.
man.
Definitely. And until the next time, eyes and ears open. Stream whenever we want. Peace and loving. Believe.